Hey, people of God, men and brethren, young boys and girls, men and women, old women and old men, everyone who is hearing the sound of my voice and who is tuning in, how are you all? I hope you guys are having a wonderful weekend. If there are Jews in the building, I am supposed to say Shabbat Shalom. I've said it
No, 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 no. Shabbat Shalom is only on a
before.
Friday and then before, yeah.
Okay. Happy
So you
Saturday
can
now.
even say it on Thursday. Is you can say Shabbat Shalom already on Thursday. So
Oh,
Thursday, Friday, yeah, and
I'm saying
Saturday. But now you say Shavua Tov.
no. Now I say
Good.
happy Saturday. Happy Saturday.
No, you say Shavua Tov. Shavua is week, good week,
Okay. Okay.
because the Saturday ended.
Okay. Happy Saturday.
You're a rebel, huh? Today.
Yes. You're supposed to be able to pronounce what you just pronounced. No, now. How about
Shavua,
this? I don't even say it again.
Shavua.
I get it now. I get it. But happy weekend, everyone. How are you all doing? This
Why
is
again?
sexy. Asking me, do you like my profile my profile picture, Frank? Do you like this profile picture, Rebecca? Very impressive. Hmm? Look at the profile picture now. It's nice, have you?
Yeah.
So these are the people from the
See,
Democratic Republic
what
of Israel.
up? Can say try it, try
I should
it.
try. Okay, I will try it if you say don't worry, let's not do language
Yeah, yeah,
lenses.
yeah. Do it, do it, do it, do it, do it. Challenge
Guys,
me.
how are you all today? How are we doing? Where are you?
No, 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 no. I want now. Now I want, but it has to be two words because Shavuot is just two words.
Okay, you want me to do two words, two words, two words, two words. Which two words do I want you to say now? You know what? No, not live. Maybe behind the scenes, but not live. No.
Am I gonna shame?
No. I don't want it. I don't want it to. I don't want it to. I don't want you to destroy the best language in the world, Igbo language. I don't want you to destroy it. Neither do I want to do the same thing to yours. You know, don't mind me. He's an Igbo person. He's an Igbo man. Something we don't like people mispronouncing Igbo words. It's kind of like no, don't. You know what? Better no, better yet. Don't say anything. You know, that's kind of how you know. So
Oh, Igbo. I didn't know you. I mean, I knew Nigerians have a lot of pride. I didn't know that much pride.
yeah. We are very proud people. Yes. How are you all doing? Before we clicked live,
Yeah,
I and Rebecca we were arguing. That's what we do.
yeah, we
Before we
were
go live,
arguing.
we start arguing. We are arguing about so many things,
Right.
accusations we are just flying left and right. You know, I was accused of appropriating people's culture. I accused of being, even at one point I was almost called an anti-Semite, but I survived.
No,
She didn't call me.
you're not an anti-Semite.
I'm joking. I'm not
Okay,
being serious. All right. You're supposed to go along and say, yeah,
that's
he's
those.
this close. He's this close to being an
Well,
anti. You said
I want them gone. I want them
you want
out.
anti-Semite gone? No, they're
Yeah,
fun.
I want
Making
out.
making fun of anti-Semites is kind of very interesting thing to do. Like when you, especially the ones on the right, I find them very very interesting. Like
Did you
the ones on the left are dangerous. The ones on the right are kind of funny to me. I just
nah, they're all crazy.
they're all crazy. Of course, they're all crazy. And that's the people we are going to be talking about today. I have a couple of videos. Usually, I send you videos that we are going to react to, so that
Did
you
you
will be
send
prepared.
pictures?
But I did not send anyone this time. I did not because I want to get your first reaction. Like, I want to see your immediate
Mm.
reaction to certain things. That is why I was like, you know what? Spontaneity. You're not going to be aware of what we are going. In fact, I had so many clips and I decided just few hours before I went live that okay, these are the ones we are going to be reacting to. In fact, one of the clips
Yeah.
we are reacting to came out yesterday. Just
Oh,
yesterday was
what?
yeah.
Okay. Do you want to hear like an amazing story I heard today?
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
So apparently, there was a period of time that the media had reported that Israel has a policy that they tie up people to donkeys, and the donkeys till like something like until there was one story of a person that was somehow tied up to a donkey. The donkey is running, and he smashed his skull. So it was, I don't know if it was filmed or whatever. So the media took it and had declared that this is an IDF policy, that this is something that was, except they
Of
weren't
course, of course.
investigated it.
That's what the IDF does. That's what you
Listen, they went
try
and
to.
investigated it later on. Of course, those media outlets didn't even bother to update what really happened. So apparently the guy was like managed to tie himself up to the donkey by accident.
Oh, and then the donkey
when
started running.
Exactly, but how did that accident happen?
How did it
Can you
happen?
guess? Come on, can you guess? I
Oh,
mean, yes.
okay.
Apparently, yes, and
Hey, guys
like,
in the way, you know what? Don't give the detail away. People in the comment, guess what led to that incident between the man and the donkey? Use your imagination and let us know in the
yeah,
comments. I want to
yeah, and
see.
his village and like people around were like, yeah, he was known to have like,
Yeah. It's a very powerful love story. It's more powerful than Romeo and Juliet. Very powerful love story.
uh,
You don't, only in the Middle East, ladies and gentlemen. Only in the Middle East.
yeah, and only like only after like, and only when it comes to like with Israel is it like suddenly an IDF policy. The person like randomly.
The person was a love story. You know, now
Exactly.
it's a love, very powerful love story. Very powerful love story. I'm
Amazing.
inspired by this story. This is true love. True love. A love that you're willing to die for. And the guy died for the one he loved. Powerful stuff. All right. Anyways, from my own end, there's no beautiful story other than I was looking at so many of the things that were happening this week. And I mean, I went through a series of emotions this week. While I was very busy. This has been one of the busiest week for me when it comes to making content. I was busy. I was just churning out content this week, right? So while I was making all the content I was making, the videos I was making, the news
Know
stories,
what it reminds me of? That I saw some of your videos and I thought I really want to make a reaction video on them, on your content.
go
And
ahead.
then I forgot, and now I remembered when you said about your content. I was like, wait, I wanted, like, there was something like when you talked about you making content. I was like, yeah, right, but there was something, and I was like, oh yeah, I wanted to make a video of me commenting because you had some awesome takes. I was like, okay, I
Thank
have
you.
to comment on that.
Thank you. That's what we do here. That's what we do in the Nigerian perspective. Have awesome takes. Anyway, so as I was churning out the content, I was going through a couple of emotions, right? One is anger when you see somebody, especially when they were burning that flag. I don't know how, and I'm not an American. That's the funny part for me, is that I'm not an American. I have no reason to be upset, But when I saw the flag being burned and the people who were burning the flag, I was upset. I was like, this is bad. This is wrong. This should not be happening. This is terrible. It was really like outrageous. It shouldn't be happening. Of course, this is not the first time that they're burning American flag. They did it when they were protesting in New York and stuff. But there was something about them burning the flag in DC outside Capitol Hill, right there. Why the Israeli president was inside giving a speech outside, and then they took down three American flags, and replaced them with the flag of Palestine. There was just something about that was just different, And any person who saw it, who this is different, and this is somebody. This is a very strong statement about the state of your country right now, right? So I really felt like this is bad. This should not be happening. And then I made a video about it, and then in the comments somebody was saying something like, "It's protected free speech. People have the right to do it. Besides, the U.S. government have done this, and this. Look at what they did in Vietnam. Look at what they did in this place and that place, and everything." And she was like, I'm I'm assuming that this person is a she. Some commenters, they
I
just talk
love
like,
I love
like it has
I
to be
love
a she.
that they're so smart. They don't understand the difference between speech and actions. Like vandalism is not speech. You're not just talking, you're doing stuff as well.
Mhm, 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 mhm.
You're
Then
like,
I
this
replied the
is not
person and I was like,
speech.
I replied the person, and the person ended by saying, "I am a patriot. I love my country, but the government is evil and blah 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 and some other stuff like that." And I replied and I told the person, I hate to break it to you, but you don't love your country. You cannot say all this nonsense you are saying after somebody from another country is reacting to people burning your flag the way they did it right there in the Capitol, outside the Capitol building. You are going to watch that, and what you remember to talk about is, say, have you heard of free speech, guys? Free speech. I'm like, nah, you don't love your country, because if you love something and you see people doing something to the thing you love, it's supposed to offend you, it's supposed to get you outraged. Like, you have to be, the normal response is to be upset, and the fact that you are not upset is proof to me that you really don't care about your country. You really don't. And all
Did
this
you did,
government,
did you ever consider like switching the word country to partner and being like a love guru?
right? It's loving.
Right? Like I just thought of like so many alpha males like that. I like they should have like hear the same speech just when it comes to their partners.
Anyways, so that was kind of like the outrage, or the anger phase. And after the anger phase, I was just like, there was this, what I call it, giving up phase. Yeah, I was like, you know what, is over. The world is coming to an end. It was fun. Western civilization over. Peace to everyone. It was a blast. This is the beginning of the end. The whole gloom and everything. I was really feeling like that for a period. And then at the end, towards around Friday and maybe in the evening of Thursday, I was like, no, there is hope. There is hope. There are ways we can fix this. There are ways we can fix this. And I'm going to talk about some of the things that I came up as a solution that I will suggest to people in the West on how you guys can, you know, reawaken whatever is dead in your country, because there are a lot of things that are dead, you know. So yeah, stick with us till the end, and I'll give you my nuggets of wisdom. And
Nothing is dead in America as much as Kamala Harris is brain dead.
Did you see? Did you see that lady
She's
is so
so
untalented,
brain dead.
so
I just thought
untalented.
like the
As a
amoeba that
politician,
I
she
told
has
you
no
about.
talent.
Oh,
You said?
or wait. Okay, okay. I'll start and then you continue. Okay, because
All right.
I've been holding that like joke all
Okay.
day.
Okay. Go ahead.
I was just saying that like the amoeba that we have now in the Sea of Galilee in the Kinneret, they're gonna
Mm-hmm.
find nothing in Kamala Harris if they'll stay hungry. So people who don't know, we have in the Kinneret, we have it's closed. Nobody is allowed to swim there because there are brain-eating amoebas there. But Kamala Harris is immune. Now you go.
That's a very bad joke. That's very racist. Racist
Why
joke.
is it racist?
Very racist joke. Yeah, say black women don't have brains. That's very racist. And
No,
saying
I only
anything
said
against Kamala
Kamala
Harris
doesn't have
is
a
racist.
brain.
No, it's racist. Let me even give you. Let me play. I think this is the right video to start with. Let me show you this video. Let me show you this video. This is the video. I think this is the video for us to start with. Yep. Sorry, give me a second. Let me pull it out. No,
You
no, no.
know what I find offensive?
Okay.
Like, is this thing that's supposed to run to presidency supposed to be like how offensive is that as a
That
woman that this is the woman candidate? Like,
exactly. Like I didn't know there are
like,
many women that are way brilliant than Kamala Harris.
are
Way,
you
way, way,
joking?
way,
I
way.
know 2-year-olds that are girls that have more brain than that thing.
You see, this is the racism we are talking about. This is the racism. She thinks black
I
women are
know 2-year-old black women, girls that are smarter
no,
than that
no,
thing.
that's not what you said.
I just said I didn't
Hi,
mention
Jamal
their
Harris.
ethnicity.
You already no.
Before.
This is racist. This is racist. You can't save yourself. You just have to accept and say you will do better next time. That's all you have to say. You say, I accept, I accept the fact my
Why?
jack is
Listen,
racist.
one time,
Mm-hmm.
I was flying, and there
Mm-hmm.
was this super chatty baby
Mm-hmm.
in the family next to me,
Mm-hmm.
and she has started asking questions about how airplanes work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do they technically work? How does the elevation work? Why is it
Mm-hmm.
built like that?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, like staring, and then
Mm-hmm.
I asked the parents, how old is she? And they
Mm-hmm.
looked at me, oh yeah, don't worry, she's just not normal, she's 1 year old.
Mm. So why are you bringing this up? I just want to know
Because
why.
that 1 year old baby was smarter than
Mhm.
Kamala Harris.
Yeah, I know that's the point you're trying
And
to
she
make.
was a girl.
Is this baby white or black?
She was undefined yet. She didn't grow up. She didn't decide yet what she is.
Yeah. When you looked at her, what did the doctors assign her? Was she assigned white or
She
black
was
at birth?
neither. She
Was
was
new.
neither.
Okay. Okay. See, Zion is the lie of the time. This is the thing we have been
I mean,
talking about.
she was not like European, but she
That's
wasn't
not.
like sub-Saharan African either.
What is the color of her skin? I did not ask you. When you looked at the color of the skin, what did you see? Did you see something that looked like this, or did you see something that looked like you? What on
No,
a scale
closer
of
to me.
closer to, you see? There it is. Racism, ladies and gentlemen. With these few points of mine, I hope I've been able to convince you.
You're too smart. You're too smart for your own good, Frank. That's your biggest flaw.
It's my sorry.
Like, we could have been friends, but you're way too smart. It just
No. Anyways, let's listen to this is guys, this is not real, but this is very interesting. And why I'm playing this is because of me accusing Rebecca of being racist, which she is, by the way. I want you
but
guys to know well.
people are not believing the 1 year old story. I'm saying she was 1 year old, and like baby was first 2 years old. No, first I just said 2 years old just randomly. I just said it
You see?
randomly. But then I
That is
remembered
what
that baby that I met. She was 1 year old, and she was. There are babies like that. They're just. She's very like she's under like she's just exceptional. She's something different. There are babies like that. There are videos of 1 year olds that are like that.
all
They're
I
just
would say is,
very
when
out
you
of the
hear
ordinary.
when you hear from a Zionist, take whatever they say with a huge grain of salt. That's all I can say. And let's listen to this.
I, Kamala Harris, senior Democrat candidate for president, because Joe Biden finally exposed his senility at the debate. Thanks, Joe. I was selected because I am the ultimate diversity hire. I'm both a woman and a person of color. So if you criticize anything I say, you're both sexist and racist.
Did you hear that?
That's you. That's talking to you.
Did you hear what she said? In case you don't understand why you are racist, let me play it. Let me bring it back.
Am I sexist as well?
You are. It's called internalized sexism. You are. You are sexist.
Even if I say that the little girl was like the little baby was a girl.
Any criticism of Kamala Harris, any form of negative comment is stemming from a place of systemic racism. Okay? Period. See, people are in agreement with me. Are you seeing? You see the agreement.
I was selected because I am the ultimate diversity hire. I'm both a woman and a person of color. So if you criticize anything I say, you're both sexist and racist. I may not know the first thing about running the country, but remember, that's a good thing if you're a deep state puppet. I had 4 years under the tutelage of the ultimate deep state puppet, a wonderful mentor, Joe Biden. Joe taught me rule number 1, carefully hide your total incompetence. I take insignificant things and I discuss them as if they're significant. And I believe that exploring the significance of the insignificant is in itself significant. Talking about the significance of the passage.
That's very deep. That is very... I want to take this back.
Exploring the significance of the insignificant is in itself significant. Talking about the significance of the passage of time. right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time, and there is such great significance to the passage of time. Another trick is trying to sound black. I pretend to celebrate Kwanzaa, and in my speeches, I always do my best Barack Obama impression.
I mean, he was not that impressive either.
You said?
Like, I mean, he was empty talker as well. They have that in common.
They both have it in common. They both have it in common.
They have it
And
in common,
Americans
yeah.
loved it at the time until they were tired of it. And they were like, you know what, just keep quiet. I remember Thomas Sowell. Thomas Sowell said that there are two presidents in America that when they talk, he doesn't listen to them. That if he hear any of them speaking on the TV, he will ask people who are controlling the TV to turn it off or to change the channel. He said the number one person is Barack Obama and the second person is Donald Trump. He said both of them he doesn't like listening to both of them.
No, but Donald Trump is amusing.
He's fun. No, Donald Trump is funny. He's funny. The guy is so funny. He should. Yeah. If he was not a comedian, he would be like a very successful. I say if he was not a politician, he would have been a very successful comedian. The guy is so funny, and he knows how to work the crowd. He knows how to get a reaction from the. He's just good. He has talent. He's.
I think he got way better. In the beginning, he said a lot of things that were like he didn't know. He didn't know anything at the start. He just ran. And I was like, oh man, you really didn't have that experience. But right now, like is a way more like I can tell like when he was talking about the Middle East and things like that, this dude, he came like a blank slate, right? So he just continued the main like media narrative, and then with time he was like, oh, I've been lied to. Like everything is completely different than what people are painting. And he just the most amazing thing that the Trump does is like the ability to actually learn. Really, that's like impressive.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
I was when it comes to Obama, so when any speeches, this is how I see it. We live in a 3D world, but in Obama's world is more like 2D. But Kamala's world is like one dimension, like 1D. He's a one dimension lower than Obama.
Do you see why you are sexist and racist? I see it. So you are like a white man is living in 3D. That's Donald Trump. A black man is living in 2D. That's Barack Obama. And a black woman is living in 1D. What do you think queer black gay people are living in? 0 dimension? What do you think of Don Lemon?
Like there are dots.
Give us that racism, that uncut racism. What do you think of Don Lemon? What dimension do you think he's in?
Okay,
0?
but like follow me mathematically, okay? Did you hear her speech about time? Like today's tomorrow, tomorrow is today's present, yesterday, so present. So listen, if your mind works in like one dimension, it's literally a line. So it makes sense. Like she jumps from like dot to dot on one line.
No, I get what you are saying. I get when it comes to the way Kamala Harris has speeches. Kamala Harris is terrible at giving speeches. She's very terrible. Like she doesn't have talent as a politician. She doesn't have talent as a public person. She's a politician that you see and you ask yourself, how did this person get here? How? Like
she's a secretary.
Yeah, and the secretary that even as a secretary, she's not doing a good. If she was a secretary, if she was my secretary, she will not even last long as a secretary. There has to be something. You get what I'm saying? She has no talent. This lady has no talent. Literally no talent. And she's vice president. She was senator. And now she's the Democrat candidate for the upcoming election. I'm very sure they were like, how are we going to pull this one off? How are we going to convince Americans to vote for this person? How are we going to do it? And the media, I don't know if you are seeing what I'm seeing especially on Instagram, because I follow all of them, ABC, CNN, BBC. I follow all the mainstream media outlets. I follow them on Instagram. And these people are working overtime. Rebecca, they are working overtime to make this lady look appealing. You know. So we'll see how it goes. It will be a shame, a very big shame if this lady wins. A very big shame. If she wins, it will be huge.
She's a communist. She's a full-fledged
Yeah.
communist.
I don't know if you even saw the speech that she gave where she said that they need to get rid of the term radical Islam.
No, that's she's a communist. She believes in communism.
Yeah, I know that.
Communism.
Yes, she believes in equality of outcome. Everybody needs to end up in the same place.
No, that's modern communism.
He said that's modern communism. So you think she's like
classical
Karl Marx.
Communism.
Are you serious? Well, I don't know. I don't know if that would be
classical. She is a classical communist, not even a modern communist, a classical communist, which is
worse than the mother. Anyways, let's continue.
Yeah, because the modern one abandoned the delusional economic theory. It just it just kept the equality of outcome, kind of, just that part of communism.
Okay.
But classical communism is
keeps everything yeah. We need to get rid of the wealthy.
Okay, let's hope she's not a Leninist, though. I believe she's more like a Marxist than she is a Leninist.
Okay.
Leninism is scary communism.
All right.
You know, like his version of communism?
I know his. Let's continue.
There is great significance to the passage of time, and there is such great significance to the passage of time. Another trick is trying to sound black. I pretend to celebrate Kwanzaa, and in my speeches, I always do my best Barack Obama impression. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type. And okay, look, maybe my work addressing the root causes of the border crisis were catastrophic, but my knowledge of international politics is truly shocking.
The United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. It is an alliance that is strong and enduring.
And just remember, when voting this November, it is important to see what can be, unburdened by what has been. And by what has been, I mean Joe Biden. You think the country went to over the past 4 years? You ain't seen nothing yet.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that was extremely accurate. Wow, she wants the North Korean style of communism. Wow, that's even scarier than the USSR style.
I think that
wasn't as bad as the North Korean one. Leninism
I think that was a
scary too.
I think that was a misstatement from her. What she meant was that maybe what she was trying to say was that there's like a relationship that America. She was, it's one thing when Joe Biden misspeaks or his usual gaffes and what have you. It's understandable. He's old and stuff. But when Kamala Harris does it, I'm like, what is your excuse, young woman? What is your excuse? So I think what she was. I think maybe she wants America to have a strong alliance with North Korea. Maybe, who knows?
Exactly. That's her dream.
And here's another interesting clip from Kamala Harris.
Kamala.
Hello. Hi.
Hey there.
Oh, hi. You're both together. Oh, it's good to hear you both.
I can't have this phone call without saying to my girl Kamala, I am proud of you. This
is so fake. This is so cringe. There are so many things that is wrong with it. Who are you trying to fool? So you got a call from Barack Obama and his wife, and there's cameras are already rolling, and of course this is staged. This is Hollywood style. Modern Hollywood, not the the Hollywood we used to know. This is
I
modern
can't, I
Hollywood
can't
style
believe.
of acting.
I thought the Obamas weren't gonna like stain their names by associating with her. I mean, they're like, with all due respect, they might be living in two dimensions, but she lives in one.
Is there anything about Barack Obama that you're going to use words like stain on his name and stuff like this? Is somebody who endorsed Joe Biden. This is somebody who, I mean, anyways, this is somebody who did wonderful things in the Sahel region.
Like,
talk about staining his name. His name, there's nothing in his name. People who don't like him don't like him. People who hate him hate him. Like I don't think he cares about stuff like that. That's just what I'm trying to say.
I don't know.
I don't think he does. Most people in the Democrat Party, I don't think they care about things like reputation, honor, stuff like that. I don't think these are things that matter to those people. I sincerely don't. There are people who don't. No, truth is, there are people who don't care. Stuff like, honor, family name, pride, dignity, stuff. Those are just alien concepts to them. They're like, what does that mean? And I seriously think Barack Obama is one of those people.
Oh yeah, but like, what I wanted to say? Like my mom said that she talked to my grandmother, and they had this conversation where the whole time when they were living in the USSR, they had people like Yeltsin, like that were mentally just the same way that Biden and Kamala Harris are, and everybody knew there are some sort of puppets, like not real. And they used to talk like and used to think that it's crazy, like this is this is what's in the USSR, but there is no way something like that would ever happen in the West. Like this is what they would sit down and this is what they would say. Like just looking, like hearing that is like listening to those like brain dead figureheads that were in the USSR. They were just sitting and saying, wow, it's like something that can only happen here. There is no way it happens in the West. Like, oh my God, how can this is such a... And it was like, and then when my grandma was like, we were wrong. It can happen in the West.
It can happen anywhere. It can happen. What will make it not happen?
We were so wrong. We thought it could not happen here, but here.
I mean, I never thought in my life that I will hear somebody in the West. In the West, is somebody who is born and bred a Westerner to the core, an American, a thick-headed American, right? I never thought in my life that I would hear an American say that, and this is a lady, not a man, an American woman say that she admires how Muslims treat their women.
She said that?
Yes. In my life, I never thought that an American would say such a thing, and they did. So I'm like, nah, anything can happen. We are in the anything can happen time, of human existence. Anything can happen.
I told you I'm gonna, but I cannot. Like, that's it. I
Of
just
course,
let the world burn.
While you eat your grapes, right?
Yeah, that's it. I gave up.
Is going to be historic.
We called to say Michelle and I couldn't be prouder to endorse you and to do everything we can to get you through this election and into the Oval Office.
Oh my goodness. Michelle Brock.
Oh my goodness. I wasn't expecting this call. It came out of nowhere. Oh my goodness. Is this happening? My God. I'm shocked. She's shocked right now, guys. She's very shocked. She cannot believe that this is happening. After the debate with Donald Trump and Joe Biden, after the debate, Barack Obama, tweeted and was like, despite the performance, Joe Biden still has what it takes to take our country forward, blah, 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 stuff like that, trying to support his guy. If at least people like George Clooney, we are calling for Biden to step down, right? There are many people who we are calling for Biden to step down. And Obama was not one of those people, oddly enough. So if Obama has like somebody who cares about his reputation, or somebody who's like, hey, I want people to look at me in a good way, let my image be intact, he would have done something at that point and be like, you know what, Joe Biden needs to come down. He needs to step down. But he doesn't. He just wants to win. He wants someone who is going to continue what he started to remain. And Joe Biden seemed to be that guy. So he's like, we are going to put all our weight behind somebody, even if the person is dead. Like brain dead. What do you think will happen if Joe Biden is in the Sea of Galilee right now with those amoebas that you talked about?
I'm just gonna stay hungry. But I have to say something. Biden was always an awful human snake person.
No. He's a terrorist. Biden is a career. I think
I
Joe
don't know
Biden
if it's better that he's brain dead or not. Maybe he could have done more damage if he had a brain on.
Well, when it comes to Joe Biden, the only reason why he was elected was because people hated Donald Trump so much. That is the only reason why Joe Biden got elected. If he had remained, he would have lost. So there is that.
And I both, and getting out there, being on the road. But most of all, I just want to tell you the words you have spoken and the friendship that you have given over all these years mean more than I can express. So thank you both. It means so much.
And as you can see, everything you just watched is 100% genuine. I don't know if we should continue watching this. I think we are done. But before we leave Kamala Harris, I have 2 videos I want us to look at from
Did
our
you know
dear. Mm-hmm.
that even in that video there wasn't real content?
Yeah, there's nothing to the video. It's
like it's empty.
Very empty. There is nothing to it at all. This is the one where she was calling for. Just listen to what she says. Yeah. Let me not give too much preamble.
You must have the courage to object when they use that term, radical Islamic terrorism, which ignores.
Did you hear that?
No, what did she say in the end? Again?
Let me play it back.
You must have the courage to object when they use that term, radical Islamic terrorism, which ignores how Muslims have overwhelmingly been the greatest victims of terror.
So she said that they must fight the use of the term radical Islamic terrorism, when in fact Muslims have been the number 1 victim of terrorism. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. We should call it just Islam.
Right? But that's not what
the radical is redundant.
It's very redundant.
And the terrorism is also redundant. We can just keep the Islam part. Of course, everybody that Islam touches is miserable. So I think it's it follows through her second statement that the first people who suffer from Islam are Muslims. Yes.
Yeah. The victim of Islamic terrorism.
No. The victims of Islam are Muslims. That's the first thing. And when it comes to radical Islamic, no, just say Islam, and everybody knows what it means. It's Islam is terrorism. It's like radical Islam and terrorism, they are all synonyms. You're saying the same thing 3 times.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. That's just classic Islamophobia. And yeah. But anyway, we all know what she's trying to say. What she's trying to say is that Islam is not radical. Islam is not extreme. And that
that's just Islam. Islam is just it's just terrorism.
Let me make my point.
In other cultures, it would be considered terrorism, but Islam is just Islam.
Let me make my point. Let me make my point, which is to make her point. And her point is that Islam is a religion of peace. Therefore, Islam is not terror. There's no terrorism in Islam. Okay, there is none. And using the word radical, extreme radical, Islamic radical, whatever, terrorism, whatever phrase she was.
Yeah, but Islam believes in peace as an empty statement.
You said?
In Islam, peace is an empty statement. If we're considering, if we switch yes, Islam is the religion of peace, if we like
Mhm.
think is the Islamic way, because
Mhm.
peace in Islam is what in other cultures we might say is an empty statement. It's technically peace because there is no one alive, so there is no war. So it's technically peace, but it's an
Okay.
empty statement kind of peace. It's like the trivial, it's like, the when you do count, like you ignore the trivial situations.
Mm-hmm. So peace in Islam is trivial. It's not.
Is
It's
is the
non.
trivial form. Is the trivial form.
There is
Yeah.
no. There's actually no like peace in Islam. At the end of this, just pieces. Eh? Hey, the religion says that you should kill and be killed in the like. That's your purpose in life as a Muslim is to kill and be killed in the way of Almighty Allah. So
Yes,
and
but
you have to
then
follow.
in the end, that would reach the perfect empty statement peace, because
But is it really empty? When you think about, let's think about the peace in Islam. Okay, think about it. This is an
right.
objective, non-Islamophobic way of thinking about it. Okay, when a jihadi, oh, okay, goes into a building with suicide vest and explodes it, right, and 5,000 people die. Now you might look at it and say, this is conflict, this is death, this is gruesome, right?
Right,
But
right.
if you think about it again, 5,000 people plus the man who detonated the bomb are resting in peace. Is that not peace?
Exactly.
Exactly. See,
That is what I'm saying.
that is what we are
Mhm,
talking about. So yes, it's not terrorism, it's peace.
mhm. I think when we say like the radical is like we say terror, like this is us forcing our own perspective and culture on them. I think out of
Mm-hmm,
respect, we just call it Islam,
mm-hmm.
and
I agree with you.
that like we need to respect their point of view. Where
Yes, yes.
peace is
You were
death.
talking earlier. We were talking earlier. You said that people's culture should be respected. Do you remember that conversation?
Hmm. Hmm.
Exactly.
Hmm.
So calling it
Yeah,
terrorism, radical, that's disrespecting the rich,
exactly.
dynamic, multi-dimensional culture of Islam. That's that's bad. You shouldn't do that. Okay? She's right. Kamala Harris is right. And
Exactly right.
Rebecca has opened my eyes to see the brilliance of what she's saying. I wasn't seeing it before, but now I see. Now I
Mm-hmm.
see. I was blind,
Yeah,
but now I see.
exactly. Peace is death.
And we must also have the courage to reject that term illegal alien. I have seen some of the worst of criminal behavior. I have seen the worst of crime. An undocumented immigrant is not a criminal.
Again, can we
Hallelujah.
repeat it because the sound is a bit.
Okay, you want to hear it again?
Yeah, like again, like illegal aliens. Are
Mm-hmm.
aliens ever legal? Why would you call like?
Exactly. These people, these invaders, people who came into your country without permission. They're like,
Yeah,
I've
this.
seen a lot of crime. I've seen a lot of crime in my life. But being an illegal migrant is not one of them. Just call them what they are. These people are people who are invading your border. They're people who are coming
Mhm.
into your country unlawfully. If you
Also,
think that
they
it's
cannot commit crimes because they're aliens and your laws are not applying to them.
exactly.
Hmm.
So these people are not
They
illegal. They are 100% legal.
yeah, they're just aliens. They're just
They just
invaders, aliens, whatever.
from Mars.
I don't know. I don't get the like whatever. They're outsiders. All right. So once you like, let's be like, if you are like legally somewhere, then you're not an outsider. You're either like a guest or like you don't use the name alien. You wouldn't call a tourist an alien, right?
Mhm.
Would you?
No,
And
no.
then of course, like aliens, they have their own like law system and everything. Like they cannot commit crimes by definition.
Mhm. Because they're not citizens.
Therefore,
No, are they like
yes,
tourists?
because they're aliens.
They're aliens. Your law does not
Yeah,
apply to them.
yeah,
Is that not
yeah,
beautiful? That's a
exactly.
perfect
So
state.
they cannot,
Perfect
they
state.
cannot by any like no matter what they do, they just cannot commit crime. That's it.
Exactly. It is a legal
Mhm.
impossibility. Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. Anyways, last video on Kamala Harris, guys. Last video. Are you guys ready for this one? This one is from our man Shelzy. Give me a second.
What can the Democrats do to get someone else instead of her? Because I think personally, I think all the Democrats should quit from the Democratic Party. Like,
Well,
how can
I don't
you
think
continue
it's too
being
late.
in that
It's too late
party?
at this point. Like it's too late at this point. They should have from the onset realized that Biden was not going to take them through, and that he's not going to, stay long enough for another re-election. But they kept lying to themselves and kept deceiving themselves, telling themselves, "Oh, don't worry, we'll just push him through to the finish line, even if it is dead cops that we push through into the, keep in the White House for as long as we want, so that whatever agenda we want to push in, we just push it in." Right? I think that was kind of like their plan. But when that was no longer, like, it's clear after the first debate that this guy is not there. He's no longer there. So
Like, I don't know like how it works in the US, but like I feel like it doesn't make sense to me that all the Democratic Party, like there is no way they're not upset about what's going on. So why are they? Is there no way for them to not be part of it? Like to be like, we're not taking part of it. We like, I don't know how the system works. Maybe I should check it. You're like, what are the
well,
options? Like, let's say I'd be a Democrat, like elected congressperson from the Democrats. Like, how do I disassociate from this?
no, you don't dissociate from it. You go out there and you tell them how much faith and confidence you have in Kamala Harris. That's what you do. You go out there and you say, you see, you have never seen anyone more competent, more suitable, the absolute best in your life. That this person is better than Lincoln, better than Washington, better than any, even FDR, all the R's and all the Kennedys. That this is the dream. This, having Kamala Harris as president, you have to just go out there, and that's what they are doing. You go out there and you tell them that you strongly believe that this is the woman that is going to turn, take America to the promised land, whatever that promised land will look like. That's what you're going to do as a Democrat. And look, they are going to do it. I predict. Let me make this prediction, and I may be wrong. I always look at somebody like Bill Maher as somebody who is sensible, a sensible Democrat. I believe he is sensible, right? But I am very sure that when the time comes, when election season gets closer, when it's like August, September, October, you will hear somebody like Bill Maher say stuff like, "Do you want you may not like Kamala Harris, but if you don't vote for her, this will be the end of democracy." Or Trump is going to be like, the end of human civilization, if possible. You're going to have somebody like, what's his name? This guy who said he doesn't care if Hunter Biden had dead bodies in his basement. What's his name now? You're going to get somebody like that guy. I can't remember his name right now. And they will go out and they will make this statement. See, people's fear of Donald Trump, whatever that fear is so strong that it will make so many of them vote for Kamala Harris. That's what is going to happen. That is that's how they found themselves in the situation they found themselves in. Many people knew that, Joe Biden that they voted for, it's not because Joe Biden is great. It's not because Joe Biden is that guy that can change things. It's not because Joe Biden inspires confidence or any form of whatever, And hence, Sam Harris is his name. Sam Harris. Somebody wrote Sam Hyde. Sam Harris is the guy I was referring to. Sam Harris is going to go out and say the same. Trump is going to be the end of the world. Trump is going to kill everybody, Go out there, say it, and I don't really believe this nonsense. That's the funny thing about Westerners. You see them say things that I'm like, this is unbelievably stupid. And yet they believe it strongly. They really believe that Trump is the end of everything good and sane in the world, right? He's going to be like Hitler 2.0 or something. So they are going to go out and spout out all these fearful, fear-mongering talking points.
I think I told
And
you
they are going
already,
to vote for
right?
Kamala Harris. You said?
Was it with you that I had a conversation when I was like, why it's insulting to Hitler that Trump, like, what did Trump do? Hitler worked so hard to be Hitler. Oh, Tal. Khanfan.
Yeah. He was Yeah, I'm not on this live. As far as the traveling class is concerned, I'm not here. Am I here? I'm not here.
No, he's a smartass because like he writes to messages like that on the chats, but when it comes to like answering messages, nah. He's busy. I mean, he is busy.
Anyways,
And sometimes I forget after he forgets. So
if when it comes to criticizing people when it has to do with text, I think there are a lot of
no, yeah.
when it
See,
comes to finally I am visible. God has done it. What God cannot do does not exist. Miracle has happened. Hallelujah, ladies and gentlemen. When it comes to criticizing people and how they text, I think there are a lot of criticism that can go your way. Innit? You know
you
that,
have
right?
I
Oh,
know,
there are
yeah.
plenty. There are plenty.
I'm
Let me
pretty
let me
bad.
let me expose one. Right? I can write like a whole paragraph explaining something, a whole paragraph, even 4 paragraphs if possible. And your reply would just be yes. And I'm like, yes to what? What are you saying yes to? I said like 40 things. Which one is yes? What are you saying yes to? And that's all you will say, yes. Until I'll be like, okay, so this live stream, this is what we are going to do in the live stream. We're going to say this, say this, say this, say this. What do you think about this? After saying everything, Rebecca will reply, yes. I'm like, is this default response? Is there like a default response that you have somewhere? It just automatically dishes out the response. So I don't think you should be criticizing. You should be criticizing the traveling class at all in this regard. This is the case of the kettle calling the pot black. When it comes to test, I'm the best. I'm the best. Having a test conversation with me,
You are the best.
dream
You are
team.
the best.
I'm going to give myself credit for that. When it comes to texting, doing a very good. When it comes to texting, Rebecca is the worst. Okay, seconded by I don't even know who is the second, but you are like absolute worst. Anyways,
It's hard.
it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
What part of it is hard? What part of texting is hard? People in the comment, what do you guys think? Is texting hard? Let us hear from those in the comments. Is texting hard? If it is hard, say yes. If it is not hard, say no. Let me make it easy for you guys. Or should I make a poll? Is texting hard? Anyways, let's continue
I'm
with.
being problematic, am I? Not.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You're doing well.
Biden is out. Kamala is in. The election went.
What did you say?
You already know that you cannot expect much from me. So.
Right? You're lower. You see? Oh, people are agreeing with you that texting is hard. Can you imagine this? People are supposed to be on my side. And here they are.
What? Who's saying that it's hard texting with me?
No, texting in general, not with you. Just texting in general.
Yeah. See? It's hard.
But see? Not hard at all. See, this is a smart person.
Amichai. I remember.
So that's why there's voice notes, etc. She doesn't even use voice notes. That's not even okay. She does sometimes. Sometimes in extreme circumstance, life and death situation is when you get the voice note. Look at saboteurs. Look at people that are enemies from within. Look at them saying yes with 3 X's.
Enemies from within.
The people who are supposed to be on my side, but they are not on my side. They are agreeing that texting is hard. Can you imagine? It's supposed to agree a live stream, and here they are saying, "Nah, texting is difficult." Can you imagine?
Not everybody is as outgoing as you are.
You think I'm outgoing? People who know me personally will beg to differ. Outgoing,
I think most YouTubers are introverts, you know.
Yeah, I believe that's the basic requirement to do well on YouTube. You don't have friends.
I think the only time we can talk is that when we are alone in the room with the camera. That's the only.
That's the best time to talk, and nobody is interrupting you, so you just go ahead and say all the things you want.
The worst time to talk is when I'm in the room.
That's the worst time to talk?
Yeah, for other people.
But once you are in the room, they stop talking.
No, because I keep interrupting them.
Interesting. Anyways, before we start, we turn this to therapy section. Let us listen to my man, Shawzy. Andrew Schultz.
Biden is out and Kamala is in. The election went from drool runnings to cool runnings faster than a female cop can fumble her firearm. Move over, RFK. This November, we've got a new throat goat, and apparently her headshots don't miss.
What? That
sex
was
tape
way
is
too
too
fast. What? Headshots, not what?
You know what the headshot he's talking about is?
Oh, no, wait. What is married 60-year-old Willie Brown with mistress? Is it just me or Kamala looks super white?
White?
Look at that photo. Is that Kamala?
No, that's not Kamala. That's the person that
But it
she
says with mistress Kamala
wait,
Harris.
no, that's Kamala Harris. That is Kamala Harris. She's looking
She's
pretty white.
white.
Jesus
She's white.
Christ. She's looking freaking.
Is she dyeing her skin or what?
And maybe the brown came out later in life. It happens
Super
sometimes. She can pass for white in that picture. My goodness. Look at that. Married 60-year-old Willie Brown with mistress Kamala Harris. Married 60-year-old Willie Brown with mistress Kamala Harris. There is rumor that, in fact, I think I saw a headline of this. I hope I
Is
can
it
find it.
rumor or is it real?
I don't know how much of it is true. I cannot verify. There's a video I'm making, guys. Don't worry. A full-length video is coming by the end of the week or next week, the beginning of next week, that's Sunday. Longer videos. It's just a compilation, but I kind of changed some of the things I said in the shorts and added. I didn't change anything. It's kind of like changed the edits, but the statements are the same. Anyways, you'll see, Sha. And there is when I was looking for news stories that talked about Kamala Harris's affair, I saw this. Let me see if I can find it. Let me go to my browser history. Let me see if I can find it there. Because I saw a story about her. You know what? Let me just give me a second. Let me check. I think I have an image of it. I saw a story about her having an affair with somebody, and the person saying, I think is Willie Brown, and Willie Brown was saying something to the effect of how he gave Kamala Harris certain roles or certain positions because of their relationship, something like that.
Yeah, makes sense.
Trying.
That's what people do.
Okay, I think this is it. So here is it. Here is the headline that I saw. This is just the image of the headline. That former San Francisco mayor Willie Brown writes about dating Kamala Harris and appointing her to posts. And this is from USA Today. So no one will say this is a far right publication. This is pretty left wing, right? USA Today is not like alt right, right? It's not Fox News. So yeah, there's the headline. So, there's something to the accusation that she made it to the top by banging her way.
Kamala Harris, or as we call her, Warhawk Tua. The half-black, half-Indian parents met at a 7-Eleven robbery is officially the Democratic nominee. Surely the Dems, the party that calls Trump the end of democracy. Surely they...
You said?
It's the donkey.
What was with the donkey?
The donkeys is the donkey that we talked about before. It's here too.
It's not that donkey.
Oh.
The Dems, the party that calls Trump the end of democracy. Surely they allowed the voters to choose Kamala, right? What? No? Wait, there's no right to choose? Guys, this is a presidential election, not a woman's body in Oklahoma. Now, not don't want to seem like a flat earthing, dinosaur denying, believe all women conspiracy theorist, but it kind of feels like the Democrats dragged Biden's lifeless corpse through the campaign long enough to avoid a primary so they could place whoever they wanted as the nominee.
Exactly. This is what it looks like they did. They they kept putting Biden there, and then avoided having a primary, and then just put whoever they wanted. A very useful puppet. I think Kamala Harris is a puppet. It's going to be a puppet for whoever or whatever the Democrats want. Somebody who is just going to okay everything that they want. So.
And that's about as democratic as North Korea's Got Talent. Sidebar, last year's winner, Ching Chong Chestnut, ate 36 rats. Congratulations, Ching Chong. That's a lot of rats. We'll look forward to seeing how many you eat next year. What I'm saying is they used a vegetable to install a plant. And honestly, we would...
That's a good joke. That's a good joke.
Ching Chong. That's a lot of rats. We'll look forward to seeing how many you eat next year. What I'm saying is they used a vegetable to install a plant. And honestly, we would have been happier with a fruit. But the reality is it doesn't matter. Last week, Trump became invincible. Literally. He was leading before, and now he's number one with a bullet. At this point, if the Dems wanted to beat Thrifty Cent, they'd have to run George Washington, and Kamala could work for him. Paid. Now, why is Trump invincible? Because he has the power of Hulkamania, obviously, brother, with a hard R, and also because this pimple-lipped, pug-faced incel, we'll call him a trench bulldog, tried to make Trump's brain public domain. Fortunately, even a bullet couldn't make Donald open-minded.
That's a good joke. Even a bullet could not make Donald Trump open-minded.
Yeah, but
what do you want to say?
I think he's very open-minded, to be honest.
It's a joke. You're not supposed to overanalyze it. You're overanalyzing it. Come on, don't do that.
I don't like jokes that are lies.
You say you don't like jokes that are lies?
Yeah, I like jokes that are true. I don't like jokes that are lies. It's called, when you do jokes that are lies or misinformation. It's just a sophisticated way of spreading misinformation.
Well, to defend Andrew, I don't think he thinks that Trump is close-minded. Okay? Sometimes there are certain jokes that just play with certain narrative. Even if the narrative itself, you don't believe in it. I don't know if you understand. So, like saying even a bullet could not make Donald Trump open-minded. You are making that joke knowing that there are certain people who will laugh at that joke, especially those who are Democrats who feel that Trump is not open-minded, or people who can take the narrative of Trump being open-minded and attach it to that joke and find something funny in that. Is how certain jokes are. You play with narratives. You don't necessarily have to you don't necessarily have to believe that the joke is true. Okay, for example, I've seen somebody say, okay, there's this line in J. Cole's song. He said, "I came fast like 911 in white neighborhoods." Now he's playing. It's a good joke.
Yeah.
You like that joke? You know that's okay. But you know the came he's talking about is not to arrive, Abby.
What?
I said, you know, the came in that sentence is not to arrive, is to something else.
Again, I don't understand.
I said when I said he said I came
but
fast.
it's still funny.
Okay. But you know it's playing on a narrative that white people only show up faster in white neighborhoods than they do in black neighborhoods.
Yeah, because they have less jobs to do, so they're gonna show up faster.
Okay.
They'll probably get funded better too.
Okay. So you believe that statement is indeed true?
If something is called a black neighborhood, even if there are black people living in a neighborhood, there are certain criteria that you need to follow to be called a black neighborhood.
No. That you don't understand the point I'm trying to make. When he said I came fast like 911 in white neighborhoods. Yes, that's a good joke. I think it is funny. It is a funny joke. And
Yeah, it's
why
funny, it's good.
it's funny? It's very funny, very good joke. It's because he's playing with a particular narrative. Now, yes, it's indeed true that in a neighborhood where there's less crime, well-funded police, you have quick response, right? But you and I understand that is the reason why the police respond faster in certain neighborhoods than they do in other neighborhoods.
Right.
But J. Cole, who is saying that, believes that the reason why police respond faster in white neighborhoods than they do in black neighborhoods is because the police is racist.
Yeah, but I didn't say that.
He didn't say, but I'm telling you the underlying.
Yeah, but it's true though. But the difference is that it's true. It doesn't lie there. We might disagree of why it happens, but it doesn't mean that it's not
false.
true.
Okay, so in the same vein, in the same
way, I think that saying like Trump is not open-minded would be a lie because he is clearly very an open-minded person.
Okay.
Like because specifically he is the only really president or something that I saw change according to reality. Others just keep banging their heads up to the wall no matter what reality is like. That's what I say. Like it's a complete lie. Because he is so out of ordinary for being really open-minded. From what I've seen, what I've gathered.
Okay. The joke is a lie. Therefore, it is no longer funny. Points made.
Exactly. But the 911 in like in a white neighborhood is not a lie.
It's a good joke. You like the joke. All right.
Because it's not
today
a lie.
Today I've made a fan. I've made someone a J. Cole fan. Do you know who J. Cole is? Let me show you his picture. Let me show you a picture of J. Cole. Sorry guys, I want to introduce any opportunity to make black artists famous. As if they are not already famous. I'm going to hop on the opportunity. Or at least to introduce them to Zionists, it's going to help their career a lot because Jews control everything, So there you go. Maybe now he's going to be #1 rapper. After I
say it, every time you say that Jews control everything, it reminds me like how much of a disappointed I am for not controlling anything.
Nah, you are a mediocre Jew.
I know. Wait. Oh, my camera fell. I have to.
Your camera fell?
Yeah, I'm trying to wait. It might end up being a disaster. Okay. All right. Do not die. Okay. All right. Okay. Got it.
Very professional. Anyways, what you said your camera fell, but we could still see you. What happened? Which is you have like more than one camera?
Yeah.
So very soon we are going to be seeing videos with multiple angles. Who knows? Very soon.
No, right now I'm using my computer as a camera. It's not like a camera.
Oh, so you finally got like.
No, this is my usual computer camera.
Yeah, the one that fell is what? The camera that fell is
the camera that is a camera.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but you were saying before that you didn't have that.
No, I don't have the thing that connects, like makes it possible to stream from a camera.
Your camera does not allow you to do that, or you don't have the cable to do that. Which one is
I don't have there is like a component that helps you like streaming from camera. I don't have that.
Okay, my camera, all I need is a USB cord, but I don't know which one you're using. What camera are you using? What camera? Not besides
Canon.
your
Canon 90.
Okay. I'm using Samsung I've forgotten. Did I say Samsung? Sunny E. What is it now? Easy something. I will get the name and then send it to you. That's the one I'm using.
Okay,
I think it's
so
better. All you
who
need
is
for
this
that one is
person?
the US. Oh, this person. This is J. Cole. This is the person that said that thing.
Said what?
I came fast like 911 in white neighborhoods.
Oh, it looks kind of white though.
Yeah, he's mixed. He's mixed. He's half white, half black.
Hmm.
And you always see color. Always seeing color. This lady is racist, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue.
No, I just don't know, like the it's so funny to me, like, because in America it's like you have, if you're just a little bit tanner, you're black.
Mm-hmm.
And here you have to be really black to be black.
Yeah, you have to be Frank Steven to be black.
Yeah, like even like Yemen color, you know, which is pretty dark. That's not black. That's not, you wouldn't call it, okay, that's a black. Not that we actually use that too much, but like saying someone black, you have to be pretty dark to be called that.
Yep. You have to be as dark as some of Rebecca's jokes to be black. So
Yeah, at least.
at the very least. All right, let's continue.
Now, getting a shot off at the president must be an incredibly difficult thing to accomplish. I mean, not as difficult as finding binoculars to fit his eyes. Jesus, he looks like the sloth from Ice Age. But he must have designed a pretty ingenious plot to circumvent the Secret Service. And oh, what's that? Wait, you're saying that Herbie Potter was just walking around with a loaded gun like he was on an Alec Baldwin set? He was carrying a fucking ladder and a rangefinder. He propped it up on a building that had cops in it, positioned himself on the roof with a perfect sight line to the president, and no one did anything? This Mickey Mouse security detail was so goofy it made Donald duck. Oh boy! Who's in charge of the Secret Service? A lady? Wait, what? Seriously? Well, of course she didn't have anyone on top of the building. Women only care about shots on a roof when there's a pool party. Now, I don't want to seem like a Bigfoot tracking, moon landing denying Jews don't control the weather conspiracy theorist, but it doesn't exactly feel like a 20-year-old fetal alcohol face McLovin should be able to infiltrate the most advanced security detail in history. I mean, the only other thing he's penetrated was his palm. Did Kim Cheadle hire Epstein's NyQuil Night Watch? What the fuck is going on here? This just doesn't feel right. And that's the problem. Nothing feels right.
Is that?
It feels like they kept holes on purpose.
True.
And it's not like, it doesn't take much, you know, it just takes someone who doesn't want to do their job appropriately. And it's like, you know, because it's interesting because it's in action, kind of, they don't even need to have like a purpose or a real want for it to happen or do it in, they just need to be not so motivated. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It's
I get
like,
what you're
because,
saying.
yeah. That's it. Like all it takes to have a security system that is problematic is just a security system that is not very motivated, and then you'd like, you know, there's gonna be an opening. Because it takes like extra creativity and effort and motivation to actually do your job properly when you do something like that.
Sure.
Right. We have officially entered the post-truth age. We can't trust the media. We can't trust the government. We can't trust the pharmaceutical industry. We can't even trust the food we eat. So who can you trust? Me, your good friend Chelsea. This episode has been brought to you by Pfizer. There is no promo code. There's nothing to fill out. They're already inside you. But before we bitch, whine,
that's a good joke. If you like that one, right?
Yeah. And though I didn't go through the documents on Pfizer, but I know, like in the US, like in Canada, like there were a lot of. I agree to the feeling that you can, like in UK, the Canada and for the example US had, But for Israel, for example, people were dying a lot. Like I know people who died from COVID, and like they really had to enforce it because Israeli families are really big. So I always thought like, yeah, it makes sense for it to be that strict here in Israel. It doesn't really make sense to be that strict in the US, where people live really far away from each other and the families are way smaller. And it's not like you have a Friday dinner every Friday where everybody is gathering, including grandpas and grandmas. It's like a different culture. So I always thought like it makes sense in Israel, but it doesn't make sense that it will be as strict as it has to be in Israel in other places.
Okay, there's something you mentioned, and I'm a little bit curious. Like, tell us about the big family dinner that happen every Friday. Because that's the reason why this live stream did not happen on Friday. Explain yourself, Rebecca.
It's every Friday. We have a Friday night. We have a dinner, Kabbalat Shabbat, receiving the Sabbath, and it's like a proper meal. And we are remembering the seventh day and reading certain prayers and just gathering the whole family. And we do it every Friday, and everything is dead in that time. Like all Israelis do it. So it's the most Shabbat dinner. Yeah, it's the most dead time in Israel. I was like, when tourists are coming, just so you know, even if like after the dinner people go out and party, during dinner, even in the most like Tel Aviv or anything, like everybody it's either they do it with their family or their friends. It's like very nobody, or restaurants as well. Some go to restaurants, but like it's kind of dead.
All right, interesting. So it's like an Israeli culture. That's really interesting.
Just remember, like it or not, this is what we asked for. We wanted fast content that makes us feel good. We want politicians who lie to us. We want sugary food to fill us up and pills to slim us down. We don't want what's good for us. We want what's convenient. So we made our bed. Might as well get comfy. Sleep tight.
So what do you think about that?
It's only partially true.
Okay, so what part do you agree with, and what part you don't agree with? Let us hear your
there is a lot of laziness when it comes to conducting research and deciding for it. People don't do it. Like they expect like fast solutions, and they don't want to work hard and go read articles and statistics and gather information themselves. But that doesn't like I always like repeating like I like this one amazing speech.
Okay.
Where we are fighting against terrorism, not Islam. Islam is like, why did you have to go as far as to say Islam is the religion of peace, you Mr. Bush? Why? That's like, why would you have said that Judaism is the religion of peace? Would you say any religion is a religion of peace? Why would you go as far as calling Islam the religion of peace?
The reason why he did that, obviously, was because there was this. Politicians don't do things based on truth, right? What they, and is a problematic issue with politicians, is that they try to. There's a problem, we are trying to solve it. So even if it means we're lying, if that lie is going to solve the problem or something that is perceived as a problem, we'll go ahead and lie.
But this is exactly what the media was doing as well. Like it's like the end goal justifies the means. So they've been lying about the way they report the conflict here for decades. Decades.
True.
They've been lying about.
And sorry to interrupt you there, but it's not one thing people need to understand. It's not just the conflicts in Israel. Almost every conflict in many parts of the world, when the media reports it, they don't report it accurately. Almost every, even the war in Ukraine, is not reported accurately. There are many. Sorry.
But there is accuracy and there is lies.
Okay.
They weren't not reporting accurately; they were lying. saying that Islam is a religion of peace is a straight up lie. It's a
Okay,
lie.
true.
It's even an unnecessary lie. Saying that every religion has its pros and cons would also be a deception, because there is nothing, no religion as beautiful as Islam almost. Maybe Scientology, I don't know what's going on there, but still. But there is nothing like that. So you could say that. But going as far, and this is what the media had been doing, like, as somebody who is Israeli, I know exactly the way they they report on things that's happening. So those are active lies. And for a person to know what's happening here, for example, or know anything about Islam, how long did it take until we actually got, first of all, like, it was 2001, like the internet wasn't what it is today. How long until it was made possible and really was actually an average citizen that wanted to know what Islam was? How much was this data even available to them? So having something like it wasn't easy to read the Quran. It wasn't like there weren't any fair translations of the Quran yet. So having the president and then the media lie to you like that, and then perpetuate it and create this narrative. Yes, I say, yeah, but it's obvious that the average person cannot research every single thing. You have to have trust in the system, and it's a very problematic if the system is breaking the trust the way it does now. When we actually need to trust the system, now the system, people don't know if they can trust it.
Yeah, it's a big look. Not trusting the media is a big problem. You understand? I was hoping that, when mainstream media, the death of mainstream media will give rise to citizen journalism or whatever it is, social media, where people will have certain people they can trust, and those people who they can trust will have certain level of responsibility about how they, report on the truth. But what I've realized is even the new media, like they call it, the podcast, the what have you, the Daily Wires and co. I'm not saying Daily Wire in particular, but many podcasters have just become the opposite side of the coin of mainstream media. They are also spouting misinformation and lies at the end of the day. So I don't even know what we even.
Favorite person, Cadence.
Yeah, our favorite, the person who
or Tucker Carlson.
Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, Patrick Bet David. I mean, Patrick.
But also this, what's his name? Joe Rogan. He's also like, doesn't check anything.
Yeah, the problem with Joe Rogan is that although Joe Rogan gets guests on his show and just allow them to say whatever they want to say, and he's like, wow, like he's hearing what he has never had before in his life. He's always like, wow, and sometimes 90% of the things they are telling him are just straight out BS, and he's like, wow,
yeah.
But it's his podcast. I don't think people should listen to Joe Rogan like all the time. Listen to him with the mindset that, I'm going to get the truth from any of the guests he has on. Right? I don't think that should be the mindset with which people watch Joe Rogan, for example. You should watch Joe Rogan. Some of the episodes are just for entertainment, but they just have entertaining value. And if you are somebody who can look beyond the veracity of a statement to find it, you don't need it. A statement doesn't need to be true for it to be funny. Okay, if you are somebody who your benchmark for funny jokes is not, or something is funny situation is it true? Is it based in the truth? If you are somebody who you can amuse yourself with something that is just flat out ridiculous, then you can watch some. Like when I watched Joe Rogan's episode with who was the name of this actor? Terrence, whatever was his surname, I've forgotten. With Terrence, yeah. Terrence something. I've forgotten his other name. It was just funny to me. I was watching it and I was just laughing. I was like, this guy, he's the way at which he says nonsense with confidence. He would say another thing, I would just be like, this is rubbish. And I would just be laughing. It was funny, And so
Yeah.
and some of his guests, I watched them like that. Just is entertaining. Even when he had Kanye West on, I thought it was fun. I thought it was fun. I thought it was okay. This is interesting.
Okay,
So
so let's say
that's
you're an average American, whatever. Like, who would you trust? How would you know who to trust? What sources? Even Wikipedia is fucked up. I can tell you for sure.
no, it's a true statement. The Wikipedia.
Wikipedia is,
Everybody has to become a researcher these days. That's what it
and here I don't even know how would you do that. Like, I am lucky enough to have access to multi-language, a lot of languages, and not only that, like languages that have a completely different type of thinking, worldview, and ideologies. So if the average person cannot compare Russian, Arabic, Hebrew, and English, and like, I don't know, and other like sources to see, like, to deduce what's real, what's not real. Like, the average person cannot do that.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the truth, and here's the thing. You cannot know everything, okay? As an average individual, you cannot know everything, but there are things that you should know. So focus on the important thing. Don't try to know everything. Know the basics, right? Know just enough to make the particular decision you need to make about a particular issue. Like, that's all. That's all. I don't think for somebody, for example, to know that Islam is terrible, you don't need to be able to read the tafsirs or translate them or all those stuff. I don't think that is necessary. You just need to know the basics of the religion. Know that this is there, this is there, this is there, this is there. And with certain basic information, you are good to go. You don't need to go in depth and be like, let me uncover the mystery of the origin of the, you don't even need to know, when Muhammad was born. So I don't even know when he was born. Like, I don't know.
How would you know that? How would you know these things? I wouldn't even notice. How would you know where in the Quran to read, or the basic stuff? Because they, the basic stuff, they would give you the 5 pillars of Islam. That doesn't even include jihad. What do you know about Islam from the 5 pillars of Islam? Absolutely nothing.
Well,
like, it's not even fair. Until ex-Muslims started speaking up, how much can, like, we didn't even have like starting points. We didn't have any penetration points. Start reading from here. And when it comes to Judaism, it's even worse, because until now there is nothing like that. People
even when it comes to Judaism, I'm not even sure I understand what, and I use the word modern Judaism because it's modern. Okay, I don't understand what it's all about and how anything about. I'm like, anytime you talk about, I'm like, oh, please change the subject. I know nothing about this,
But nobody knows anything about Judaism, and this is a super important religion. You cannot understand Islam or Christianity without really understanding Judaism. You cannot.
I think
there is a reason Muhammad. There is a reason Muhammad said, ask the Jews if you have questions. There is a reason he said that.
I object. My Lord, I object. When it comes to Islam, you don't need prior knowledge in Judaism. I assure you.
You're right. Islam is just very stupid.
You don't need prior. Right. Even Muhammad didn't know what he was talking about. Talk more of.
You're right. With Islam, it doesn't need anything. It's just.
Yeah, when Muhammad was quoting Jews, he didn't even know what he was quoting. He didn't know. He couldn't tell the difference between forgery and authentic Jewish sources. He knew nothing. He didn't know what the Torah, what he said in the Torah, what he said in the Talmud. He didn't know. So if you say Christianity, okay, I'll be like, yeah, because the early Christians were Jews. Jesus himself was a Jew. The Christian understanding is, emanated from Judaism. I'll say, okay, fine. The Bible we read is the Jewish Bible, as in what they call the Tanakh, the Old Testament. That's a huge portion of our scripture, right? A very significant portion, right? I'll be like, okay, yes, you should understand Judaism. But when it comes to Islam makes claims that are just running in straight contradiction to everything you have in the Bible, both Old and New Testament. Muhammad said it's in the Old Testament. Have you read the Old Testament? Have you seen Muhammad there? Have you found Muhammad in the
No, you're right. You would know it's awful. You don't need to know Judaism for it, but Judaism would really, really help you understand Islam and fight anything similar to Islam too, not just Islam.
Okay, so explain, elaborate. Let me understand what you mean.
Because the the way Islam operates, the way it thinks, the way it's an structure that can be replicated.
Okay.
Judaism, the way it conducted, the way it built a society that is sort of immune to idea pathogens like Islam.
Okay.
So this is like, even when but also there are a lot of like nuances, really, like I would say, like, even if you want to know Islam, by the way, it's true for Judaism too. You don't really understand Judaism without reading the laws of the Near East. If you read the Near East history, then you understand Judaism way better, and then you can see what Judaism really did and what really was it about and what the goal was.
Okay.
And
So why do you think Judaism is the? You made a statement. You said I don't know if I'm quoting you correctly, but I think what you were trying to say, and you didn't buttress that point further, but I would love for you to buttress it, is you said Judaism creates a system that is foolproof against an ideology like Islam. And why do you think that's the case? Why do you think there is no other ideal, or do you think there is no other ideology, or there's something in Judaism that enables it to withstand Islam? Let me get your full thought on it,
because Judaism is what the Jews did is that, like, they were scientists, I would say, but what they studied was more morality. And starting from the Bible summarizes 1,000 years.
Okay.
So this is like a structure, like you can see the development of morality for 1,000 years. And then after that, with the Talmud, you also not only see the development of morality, you also see debates with the Greeks on different moral structures, debates with different, different types of thinking, and further development of that. And basically there is a whole, the Jews, like, so, and there is nothing like that. There is no peoplehood that collected that data for that long and drew conclusions the way the Jews did. So the Jews have really archetypes for every, like almost every kind of situation, and what exactly, where it comes from, why it happens, like the whole stories.
Okay.
So I would, I want to say Persians, but I don't remember exactly where in the Talmud Persians, like Zoroastrians, like there are influences, but I don't remember if there are like direct talks with Persians. So I don't, it's just my memory is failing me. But with the Greeks, for sure, there are like records of conversation with the Greeks. Sometimes the Talmud, for example, after a debate that the rabbis have with Greeks, they say that the Greeks are correct, that their way is better.
Okay.
So when I say like it's Judah, it was very scientific about the way it collected information.
Yeah. But I get what you're saying. I'm just looking for the connection with with what we have. This is how it prevents against against Islam, because this is why I'm saying what I'm saying. This is why I'm saying what I'm saying. And
first of all, Judaism believes in borders.
It's not just that I'm coming at. I'm looking at it from historically, right? When it comes to people that have suffered in the hands of Muslims, right? Yeah, every person of every faith, right? But the Western world, the Western civilization was able to keep Islam out for the most part. Even when they suffered loss, like what you have in Spain, they were still able to push back and push Muslims out, right? When the Muslims were going from places to places, from place to place, conquering those places, when it came to the West, their conquest ended, right? So I'm part of those places that we are conquered by Muslims. We are Jewish controlled areas. We are talking about Yemen used to be a very like prominent Jewish kingdom. Right? Yeah. Islam, wiped that one out. You get the point I'm trying to make? So if there is really
So
something in Judaism that is going to keep
so
Islam,
everything that is
I've not seen
shocking
no,
you.
no. I'm just saying.
No,
I'm
no,
just saying.
no.
I'm not even saying that what you're saying is true or not. I'm just saying if you consider the history,
Right.
where Islam failed when it comes to its conquest was in the West.
Right.
Meanwhile, you
Where there was Jewish
that
influence.
that could not calm down. Meanwhile, you had 100% authentic Jewish kingdoms, right? That practiced Judaism in full effect, and they could not withstand. That's just the point I'm trying. I don't know if I still need to, spell it
The
out, but I
Jewish
think the point is right
kingdom,
there.
that they couldn't fight against the Muslims,
Yeah,
but they weren't. But it's a bit different because it's different first of all, you can always forget what you already learned. So that's, but the thing is, like, it's not fair because they were at the first round. Like when Islam came to, like, and it was time to fight for the West already saw what Islam was doing everywhere else.
Okay.
Yemen was the first place it reached to, and Saudi Arabia.
Right.
So of course the Jews were not prepared or
But,
knew what was coming.
if the Jewish understanding of morality of life as a whole has a story for everything, I'm just saying, was there not a story for what Islam could have done? Was there not an archetype in the Jewish understanding that could be like, okay, this is where this is going to lead
Amalek.
to? We need to prepare for it.
It's basically Amalek, but no, actually Islam. So it's important with Judaism because Islam took some parts of Judaism, but then took other critical parts out. So the reason Islam, like, they did the Ummah. This is Ummah is how the Jews call themselves. All everything that is, like, they say they copied from Judaism, except Judaism has borders.
Okay.
And they didn't take the moral system behind Judaism.
Okay.
But they did take some parts of Judaism that turned them to this loyal group. Like, why are the Muslims so loyal to Islam? Because those parts of Judaism, they copied. They copied the laws of the dietary laws. They copied the Shema Israel, the proclamation of God. They copied the concept of a nation, as a ummah. Even things like places like madrasa. Madrasa is midrasha. Midrasha is where you teach Judaism. They copied that. They took a lot, except Judaism doesn't believe in converting the way Islam does, or Christianity, of course. So they managed to do what they did and grow the way because they copied the necessary things to do that from Judaism, from the Jewish knowledge.
You believe that the reason why Islam was successful in conquering the world was because it borrowed from Judaism?
Not the conquest part, the continuation. It's one thing, like the Mongol Empire also conquered the world. It didn't stay up, but it collapsed after one generation.
But Islam was not just like an empire; it was a religion that was going about conquering the world. So
but they built madrasas. They copied this practice from the Jews because Jews have midrashot. They built madrasas. It's the same.
So you believe that Islam has stayed long because there are certain things it borrowed from Judaism that made it last long? Because I would agree. I think the reason why Islam has been able to stay long, for as long as it has stayed, is because of the unique nature of the cult, when it originated and how quickly it spread and what it uses to spread. I believe that's one of the things that have and the use of force, how the compulsion that exists in Islam. I believe that's one of the things that have made Islam stay this long. You understand? And even Muslims will say that the wave, when you are able to force a community to convert, right, over time, is the first generation of converts that knew why they converted. The next generation and the generation after them have are just part of the culture. Nobody's asking questions, right? So you've already created a culture out of your religion that everybody can you can even tell them this goes from way back when God, created the universe. Islam was there, and they will believe it because the first generation of converts who knew why they converted are no more. So even
but the reason they managed to do that is because this perpetuation is because they copied the relevant parts of Judaism.
So what's relevant?
Muhammad was smarter than what people give him credit for. He was an awful human being, but he knew exactly what to take from the Jewish system. He was super smart about the things that he took from the Jews.
Okay, so you believe that because they built madrasas, that's why Islam was able to remain?
That too, yes. This all part of its loyal system, even the intolerance to certain things, like even the thing that do not marry people that would spoil and bring like foreign concepts. Yes.
Sorry, but I don't think you need to read Jewish text to sorry, there's certain things that Muhammad came up with, and I'm like, maybe you are the one giving him too much credit. It's a no-brainer to say, any person who criticizes me, kill that person. Yeah, because you don't want any person poisoning whatever.
Right, but how do you build a nation story that keeps perpetuating the way it does? Islam is unique.
Okay.
Islam is unique, whether you like it or not.
I'm listening.
But unfortunately, that uniqueness comes from the fact that they learned how to build to perpetuate their ideas by copying those elements in Judaism.
Okay, fair enough.
Also, Judaism is unique. Like, how many ethno religions are that as strong as like?
True. Not many. That's a very unique. True.
And there is nothing like the Bible. There is nothing nowhere in the world like the Bible. And there is nothing like the Talmud either. There is nothing like the Talmud or the scope of the Talmud either. They just did things that were out of the ordinary.
Okay.
And to understand Christianity and Islam, understanding Judaism really helps.
So what do you think Christians took from Judaism?
They took everything from Judaism. They just removed some things.
Okay, what did we remove from Judaism?
And they changed the holidays as well. That's what, like the holidays, like the way, like it's all, those are all Roman.
Okay.
But you have churches, places of gathering, like the synagogues. You have pastors, like rabbis. You have, and I don't want to say they took it from Judaism. You know what? Because unlike Islam, Christianity didn't. It only. It was like it's a continuation of Judaism in a sense.
Okay.
It's not really. They didn't really take from Judaism. They are a continuation of Judaism, just like other Jewish things are sort of continuation of Judaism. But they abandoned some things so that it would become global, and they took things so that they would become global. So it's a merging of Rome and Jerusalem. So the outside the frontier is Rome, the inside is Jerusalem. But part of it was abandoning the nation part. You had to abandon the concept of nation when it comes to Christianity, because that's not globalist.
Expand the meaning of nation, right?
But Islam adopted it. So imagine, how Hitler, right, with his concept, he was a national, but his nationalism was globalist, right? And then you have like nationalism, like global ideas like communism that are not nationalist. So Islam is like they took the nationality to the extreme. They became globalist the way Nazism was globalist. It's like a nationality, but in reality it was globalism. And then, but in Christianity is more. I'm sorry to offend, but it's more similar to communism in the sense that it doesn't take it to the national level, but it's a global idea. It's a global concept the whole world needs to live by,
Mhm.
without necessarily losing the nationality. That it's just a structure that you put on top of.
Okay.
So the nationalist part, this is something that Christianity abandoned.
Okay.
So with
Even
the
though
nationalist part,
what I would say with regards to the part of the when you talk about funny enough, this is not what we were supposed to talk about, but this is a very beautiful segue. Guys, bear with us. I hope you're enjoying it. Anyways, but what I would say is that like the Christian understanding of the nation, right? Is that the nation, like you said, it's kind of global. Is you don't need to abandon your nation, but is that you see it as something that is heavenly. It's not of this world. You know, we believe in a kingdom, and that kingdom is not of this world. It's not one that is made with human hands. So, yeah.
But Judaism is in the middle, right? It's not nationalistic the way Nazism or Islam are.
Mhm.
It's not it is globalist, but not in the as much as globalist as, because there is a globalistic element in Judaism. Don't get me wrong, there is.
Yeah. Okay.
There is.
Yeah, there's the part
But
where people want to take over the world. Okay.
but without abandoning nationality.
Mhm.
So nationality is still important. Every nation. This is like what did Christianity, everything that had to do with the Jewish nation, like circumcision was a very common practice in this area in general. So this is why it's national. The dietary laws are affected by the ecology of Israel. This is why we have certain dietary laws and other like. So it was not relevant for something that tries to be globalist.
Okay.
So, but so. So so the thing is that if you want to bring it into balance, not too much to the nationalist part and not too much to the globalist, this is where Judaism is. And today, the way we see it there, this is what the struggle in the world is. We struggled hard with ultra nationalism, and now we struggle hard with globalism.
Okay.
And I think in a sense, more than that, but even more than that, the Judaism offers exactly like a middle path, a middle ground between those two things. It also has a very strong moral basis and scientific basis.
Okay. Which part of it is moral? Which part of it is scientific? Leave the moral basis. Let me talk about the scientific basis.
So in Judaism, morality is scientific. So Jews write down a situation and they reflect back on it to see what kind of solution brought the right results.
Okay.
Right. So they don't know ahead of time, but they imagine all kind of scenarios. They imagine all kind of them, and then they write it down, and then like go back and reflect.
That's like telling stories.
Yeah, Jews are storytellers, yes.
Yeah,
but they record it. They said, hey, in the year this and that, this village encountered this problem. There were 3 villages that were encountering the same problem. They chose village 1 chose this solution, 2 that solution, 3 that solution, and then they write down up what was the consequences of the 3 solutions. Like morality is scientific in Judaism. It's science based, and there is always argumentation and debate and things like that in Judaism. And you can see that during the Bible. I don't like people reading the Bible don't understand that even morality in the Bible updated all the time. And those stories are brought up to show that there were injustices and that they learned that they were actually injustices and they changed the way they think about things. So, and it continues to this day when it comes. So, but this is why there is a strong moral basis in Judaism.
Okay. So last question. I don't know what is wrong with my voice today. Maybe I've been speaking too much this week. Last question I want to ask you about Judaism and your view on it. Even though that's not what this conversation is about. Sorry, guys. We'll soon get back to talking about the crazies. I know you love to hear smart things. I know what people are used to. Like to look at foolish people make fun of themselves. We are getting to that. Okay. But one question I want to ask is, what is the Jewish understanding of God? Or what do you what's yeah, that's the question. Even though I don't think you are a Jewish scholar, but what do you think is the Jewish understanding of God? The concept of God or
See,
the idea of God?
answering that would not be Jewish.
Okay, Jews don't have answers to that.
Yes,
Or
like you don't, because the fear is that you don't speak in the name of God, and there is no like, and every time you talk about what God can do or cannot do, you're with your speech, you're creating an image of God.
I don't understand. So you can't
If
talk
there's,
about
you can, but you cannot define it that much. Some sects of Judaism does it, but like the more, let's say, the thing is, like, if you try to say God is this, God is that, then you're defining God. By
okay,
definition,
like
by
God
defining
exists.
God, you're creating an
Definition of
image.
God. I said
But
like
there is
God
a
that is
purpose. God wants us to thrive. That's the idea. Like the purpose is that
okay. So if you believe
life,
that God
and
sorry. If you believe that God wants you to thrive, you believe that God wants you to thrive.
right.
Is that not an idea of God?
Hmm?
And is that not an image? Have you not created an image right now? To believe that
If
God wants
by
you to thrive.
saying
To
what
define
God
God as
wants,
the person, yeah, to define God as the person who wants you to thrive. Is that not a definition in itself? Have you not created an image? This is you now committing what Muslims refer to
I
as shirk.
no,
I call that
because this
taking
is the
what
basic
she has committed as
assumption.
okay.
Otherwise, there is, so whether you think there is God, no God, the basic assumption
Mm-hmm.
is that the goal is for, like, the stories that we tell as Jews is like the basic assumption is that people were created in the image of God,
Mm-hmm.
have purpose, life
Mm-hmm.
is valuable for what it is, like just life has value by
Mm-hmm.
that's like an axiom. So the axioms are like life is important, like thriving is what this is the purpose. We are here to thrive, to care
Mm-hmm.
for the future. That's the purpose that we have.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you want to invoke God's name today, so even in that you can say, okay, so the God that we had is the God that we needed. At the way we describe or talk about is the way of that the humans could understand. The more we evolve, the less now we can talk about things without even invoking God, because there is an axioms and general understanding, and there is no need to
Okay, wait, I want
use
to
God.
understand. There is it looks like these axioms and this uh yeah, let's call them axioms. Like it looks like they are okay, God wants us to succeed. God wants us to live, right? Life. God wants us to value
Mhm.
life. Okay. But this God that wants us to live, this God that wants us to value life, we don't talk about him. Why?
Why we don't talk about him?
Yeah, like if somebody tells me somebody wants you to do this, somebody said this, the next thing I'm going to ask is, who is this person? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. Like, like I told you a joke about J. Cole, and the next thing I did is I said, look at his picture. This is the guy. I don't know if you understand. Like, if somebody says something and you be like, okay, who said it? There's always that. Okay, let me know who said the thing. That is one thing about human beings in general. We want to know who said what. So if there's somebody
Mhm.
who said something and we are living our lives according to what that person said, I
Right.
think it's also important to also know why, who is the person who said it. Like,
Why is it
and
important?
why is it important? I want to know who said it.
That's an ad hominem.
I'm
Does
not
it
attacking.
that
Oh no,
no,
no, no!
I mean,
I get what you're saying. You're saying what the person is saying is true. Uh, okay. I think another better way to articulate what I'm thinking is this. You said life is good, right?
Mhm.
You said thriving is good, right? So, in other words, we are saying death is bad and not thriving is not good, right?
No, like
Not
death
thriving
is
is not good.
just
So life is good and death is also good.
no. Death is neutral. Death is
Okay, so okay, death is just there, but life is good. Okay, so what is the opposite? Okay, so having a death cult is neither here nor there.
no. It's bad because they don't value life.
Okay, so life is good, death is neutral, but not valuing life is bad.
Yeah.
What about valuing death? Is it bad?
What's valuing death?
Yeah, like thinking, you know what, everybody should die. I think it's good to reduce the
No,
number of
because
those.
that's not. But that's not the no. Because life is good.
Yes, life is good, death is neither here nor there. So why okay, why is life good is really the question. Like, why is life good and why is death neutral?
That's the axiom. There is no why. It's an axiom.
Okay, so that is exactly is a we hold this truth to be self-evident that life is good.
No, no. And it's not evident. Like when we answer, what's
You
the
know what it
other
means that
option?
self-evident is that we don't question it. We accept this without question.
No, because other cultures do question it. Judaism had decided to accept that as an axiom.
Okay, without question.
It's not about questioning or not questioning it. It's just, what's the alternative? Okay.
Okay, life is good because the alternative is dying, and dying we have also deemed to be neither here nor there. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
That's not the alternative.
Okay, what's the alternative to living?
Living badly. Life is good in a sense that you need to appreciate life, be happy, be thankful to be alive, enjoy it. This
Okay,
is
life
life
is
is
good
good.
means enjoy life. Life is
Yes,
the opposite of that is not enjoying your life.
but you also have responsibility for life. So it's meaning not only that it's not only that you have responsibility to enjoy life, is that you have responsibility to protect life and to ensure its long-term prosperity.
Okay, so life is good. There are responsibilities that come in life, and you have to take those responsibilities because the alternative is to live badly, and to live badly is bad because
You suffer, and there is no reason why would you suffer. Like there is no
trying
reason.
to enjoy life can also lead to suffering.
The thing is, why we say life is good is because it's good. It's good. It's good, and therefore
I
you
think
don't deserve to suffer. You deserve to enjoy your life.
okay, and you're saying that if you live life well, you won't suffer. You avoid suffering. But
No,
we know that if you live life, okay. So
this
what
is
it
why you
makes
have the
not
story
living
of
good?
Job.
No. But what is not making what is bad about not living life good?
Is
What
that
makes
you
not
were
living
given a
bad life
gift
good bad?
that you are abusing a gift that you were given.
Yeah, what is wrong about that?
It's disrespectful.
What is wrong about being disrespectful?
That's the basic premise of Judaism. This is what the Jews have decided. This is why you have axioms. Like this is the basic point where we agree that you should respect and
I agree with you. I agree with you that you should respect. I agree with you that you should live a good life. I agree with you, but I'm like, but the why is what I don't like. I don't understand
because
from your perspective. You're like, we hold it to be true. We hold it to be true. It's kind of like we hold it to be true. The end. But the alternative is bad because people suffer. And I'm like, okay, but
no,
if you are respectful, if you are kind, if you are okay, what makes the alternative bad?
it's not about what makes the alternative bad as much as it's an axiom.
Now I'm confused. You have succeeded in confusing me, and I believe my viewers are
What makes
equal.
the alternative bad is that it's like some like the thing is like with Judah is like there is a purpose. It's like you have value, and
Mhm.
by by it's like disrespecting something with value. That's bad. That's
I
it.
agree with you that disrespecting something with value is
So
bad.
this is okay. So we have this is the axiom.
Every question I'm asking you, I don't believe that I'm playing the
No,
devil's advocate.
I know why you're
Yeah,
trying to
exactly.
say,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
this
yeah.
is what Judaism came up with. Judaism came up with this axiom.
I agree with you with your axioms
Like
and everything. I agree with that. But
those are
I-
the axioms. This is why the revelation that the Jews had was the
Mm.
nationwide. So all the Jews received those axioms straight from God. Everybody. Oh, we now had this amazing ecstatic revelation. We all agree on those axioms. And that's it.
That's
That's the story.
okay. I agree. I hear you. I hear you. You have various axioms. You believe those axioms are true.
This is
But
why there is this element of God, because this
yes,
is where
because
it's
that
this
is like
God is
as a
the axiom.
religious person, like any religious person, if you ask them about why something is good, right? Right? They say
Right.
the thing is good because of God. That's like as far as I know,
No,
especially
but
in
it's not
Christianity. I'm
right.
coming. Especially in Christianity, that's good. The standard of what is good is is from the creator God. God is the person who decides what is good. You understand? And we believe that in understanding God, you understand what is good,
No.
right? Getting
So
to
in
know
Judaism is the
I know
what
it's
if
the
we
opposite.
switch it around? Opposite.
I'm coming. I'm coming. Just listen to it. Just bear with me. If you understand God, you understand what is good, right? God is the pathway to what is good, right? But now you have a religion that is like, we forbid the understanding of God. Then how do you come to the understanding of good? I don't know if you understand where I'm coming from.
By understanding good, you understand God. The other
Okay,
way
so
around.
if we declare something to be good, we are talking about the nature of God.
This is why we have the story of the revelation that the whole nation had agreed on those axioms. Because
So,
there is
so an axiom is
why do
true.
Jews use God? Why did we use it? Why did we say God? Because of annoying kids that ask questions. Why? Because God said so. That's an axiom. That's it.
Okay,
Don't ask any more
we
questions.
in Christianity we use God because He is true, He is real, and we believe that yes, any axiom somebody has and is a reflection of somebody, and that person is important. Okay, he is important enough to give us
But
these
it's not
rules,
a
and
person.
he said,
We
I
say
know,
the
I
other
know
way around.
that. What's the other way around? Sorry,
So you can like that there is so the question is like there is the most basic axiom is like there is purpose. There
okay.
is purpose.
I agree with you on that,
That's it.
100%.
And because there is purpose, then you have to respect and value.
I don't understand. Now I'm
But
confused.
using God
Mm-hmm.
is just a tool.
Okay, using God to. So you're saying using God to base to for the basis of good, of definition of things like what is good, is
No,
just a
it's not
tool.
the definition of to say what is good. Is that it's just for to convey the axiom that there is value in life and there is purpose.
You're making it look like I think you're making it sound like for certain people of certain limited understanding, you have to invoke the name God so that they can accept
Yes,
an answer, right?
yes, yes.
And from where you're coming from, like is
This
people
is also
stupid
in the
people
Bible true. The Bible starts with a God that people can understand, and then it
Mhm.
becomes like more complicated and more complicated because, like after you established the most primitive sort of God, then you can handle a more sophisticated, and so on until you
Yeah,
take
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
out
But
completely because you
here is
have
the
the axioms.
yeah, I see where you're going with what you're saying. But here is the problem, okay, or what here I consider to be the problem. You might You might see like, oh no. Once once you have a sophisticated understanding of things, right? You don't need to put God behind anything for you to understand that something is true, right? That's where you are saying. But I'm asking you with the sophisticated understanding of things to explain, okay, if you remove the God, now that you have reached a level where we can safely remove the God and the axiom still hold. And then I'm asking you, what is holding the axiom? And the axiom are just there. Nothing is holding it, essentially.
Exactly.
So everything we believe or you hold to be true is based on nothing.
Yes.
And the question is, if it is based on nothing, how then is it something?
If it's based on nothing, how is it something?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if the universe was created out of nothing, why is it something?
Well, if it was if you believe that the universe was created, then it came from
But
someone.
it's the same question. You say it's on nothing, but it's something. But the whole universe, even like if you bank the theory, whatever version you choose, it's also always something out of nothing. But also in Judah, like yes, something out of nothing.
Yeah, but nah. This is the point I'm trying to make. The origin of the universe is still, I believe, up for debate in the sense of nothing coming out of something coming out of nothing requires someone to make it happen. And if someone was required to make it, I'm just saying, this is an argument that if someone was required to make something happen, like anything that has a beginning, right? Anything that has a beginning
Everything that has a beginning means that there is something out of nothing. Unless there isn't a beginning, then there is eternity.
Has a beginner.
Okay, so what began the beginner? So the beginner is eternal. So why would the beginner that is eternal, why would they act in a sense that there is suddenly a beginning?
I don't understand your question.
If something is eternal,
okay.
So does it move? How does it move between state to state?
I don't understand that question.
If something is eternal, for it to be something, there needs to be change.
Okay, for something to be eternal, for it to be something, there has to be change.
Yeah.
Break what you just said down for me. Because if you believe that there is a supernatural being who can do anything, who is all powerful, then he can do all things.
So why, for infinite time in the past, there was nothing?
Okay.
Until one day or one moment, there was something. So what was different in that something that wasn't there for eternity before that? So there is always something out of nothing.
Repeat what you said again. I'm still trying to process. Is it just flow over my head? Okay.
Imagine an infinite line that is time.
Okay.
Let's say
infinity, eternity.
There is an entity that lives for eternity.
Okay.
But we are not eternity. There is a beginning.
Okay. Yeah, there's a beginning to us.
So there is a beginning. So what made this eternal thing for infinite amount of eternity before that? They didn't create anything. There was nothing.
Okay.
And then suddenly, after eternity of existing with nothing, suddenly there is something. So what triggered that change? There's something out of nothing. There is always something out of nothing.
No. You're jumping to the conclusion that since we cannot understand why something that is eternal for all of eternity have not created something, decided to create something. And then because we cannot find the answer to that, we're like, oh, you see, that proves that. No. I think that is a huge jump, right? There will be something that made there's I believe that we as humans, wait, I'm coming. I believe that we as human beings cannot comprehend, and I don't see how we can comprehend the concept of eternity, right? Like something existing for eternity, and then at one point deciding to create something. But we know as human beings that for something to begin, someone has to begin. It has to begin with someone, or at least that's something that that we hold to be an axiom. That is my axiom. For something to begin, someone has to begin it. And we see it evident in everything that has begun. You know, why is
But
it that we
let's
didn't
say
have tools before, and we that didn't have tools decide to create tools? Why is it that we that didn't, create everything that was created was not in existence before, and we decided, or things that we invented, and we decided at one point to invent them? So I don't know if
there is
that's
always
kind of,
something that triggered it. There is always a world that changes around you. There is something that triggers it.
you said there's something that triggers what every creation.
Yes.
Okay,
It's
so
not
that
out
we
of
don't know what, but that we don't know what led the creator of the universe to create the universe does not mean therefore that it came out of nothing.
So that want or that instant of creation was going from nothing to something.
Yeah, I agree with you that yes,
So
God
no matter
created
what
nothing.
theory you choose, you have to have a moment of nothing to something.
True. There is a moment of nothing to something. But
Yeah,
if there is
no
no
matter
God,
much
it
how
is complete
defined it.
nothing to something. Right? But if there is a God and is eternal and he has existed forever and he created the universe, then he created it. He is the someone or something that brought this something that we are seeing. So in that sense, it's not really nothing out of something out of nothing. It's something out of someone who can create something out of nothing.
Yeah, but there needs to be a trigger for this someone to create the world.
Okay. So what does this trigger have to do with
There is not something out of nothing. The trigger is something that is out of nothing.
Okay, the desire to create the universe is something that came out of nothing.
Exactly.
Okay, but what does that have to do with the argument we are having that God was triggered or something was triggered or whatever was triggered?
That because this is what it means, like that there is something from nothing, is why there is this axiom from the get-go.
Okay, so you're saying if a God who has existed for eternity could decide at one point for no reason to create the universe, that decision came out of nothing. And therefore, we human beings can live our life.
It doesn't mean there is a reason. It doesn't mean if there is a reason or isn't.
You're saying there's a trigger. The trigger is a reason. That's what I'm saying. The trigger, whatever triggered the creation of something, is the reason for its creation, or at least the
something has to change a phase.
Okay.
Okay. So, but that change of phase has to come from nothing.
Okay.
Because for an infinite time,
there
wasn't that change.
Okay.
So something came out of nothing. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get where you're coming from. I get what you're saying. You're saying this, and of course, we for a fact do not know if the decision to create the universe came out of nothing, or if there was. We are making certain assumptions, but as somebody who as a person of faith, I believe that.
Or you can run a mathematical function.
In my head. Huh?
You can always say there are mathematical functions and that create the surface that never repeats. That there is never a repeating pattern.
I don't understand.
I just didn't want to get to it because it's goes into mathematics. Can you have another condition is that you have either a circularity or a state or a mathematical condition that is never repeating.
Okay, I don't. Sorry, I'm still. There's something that you introduced to the conversation, and I'm like, okay, relevance, please. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It just doesn't really matter,
You're not even interested in the conversation anymore. You're like, oh well, let me just eat my.
It's because I said so. Who cares? But this is why God was invented, because annoying people.
believe that God was invented because of annoying. Anyways, listen, I believe that.
Yeah, like 2-year-olds that keep asking without like a why is
Yeah,
the
but
sky
it's not.
blue? Come
You're
on.
making it look like people who ask questions are
But it's
children.
blue.
Like you don't need, you need a reason. Well, how about no reason? And then we're like, okay, you know what? To get people to agree with us, you're going to create a God.
We as humans
Mhm.
are born into a situation.
Okay.
How much can we explain the situation we were born to?
Mm-hmm.
That's limited, because you cannot explain exactly what every exact mutation had to occur, and how, like, you cannot do that, right?
Mhm.
But you've been created, but there is a state, and you can say, like, we have our genetics, and that is programming us in a certain way, and that's it. That's just the state you're at, and you can see the state around you without necessarily understanding how you got to that state.
I get what you're saying. My point is my point is stands that
So you can say
if you
just
can base our entire morality on absolutely nothing, then
it's not nothing. It's our program. It's our basic given program that each and one of us usually wants to stay alive. That's
true.
it.
True.
That's the
Okay,
programming we were born
it's based
with.
on
We don't need to
human instinct.
explain it.
So it's based on human instinct then. It's just human.
Yeah, you can say that too.
Okay. Jesus Christ, this conversation has given me a headache. I hope they
But
sell like good a headache medication in Israel that you can send to me. Because I was like, let me come to this live stream. We'll laugh at some people, and then we call it a day. And here we are. Always, every time I have Rebecca, every time I have Rebecca on the live stream, it is always, don't show me your Jewish drugs, please. No, I don't want to see your Jewish medication. Every time I have the Rebecca on the live stream, we are always going to end up talking about something else. Is it possible for us to have a live stream?
I think, what did you want to talk about? I thought we were talking about Kamala Harris, and then we finished. Like, we agreed, we axiomed that the given state that she's an idiot.
No, we had good ground, solid something to base all our statement about.
But at this point, it's an axiom that she's an idiot, right? We don't need to prove it again and again every time.
Yeah, at this point,
there's no need, like, exactly. So life is good.
Yeah, but no, Rebecca, you're not going to. No. I see what you're trying to do, but no. But okay, here's the reason why I'm saying no, right? Because if someone who just joins us live now asks, okay, why do we think Kamala Harris is an idiot? We will not say, oh, there's no need to explain anymore. We can always give our reason. We can always show proof. Oh, look, these are the things that she has said and done.
No, but it takes time to prove for someone who never met Kamala Harris. Let's imagine it's somebody who never heard of her. An alien comes down and then you have to explain why she's an idiot. And then you have to explain how we tried communism already and it failed. You have to explain way more than you think you need to.
Yeah, you also have to explain, what do you mean by failure? If you say communism failed, what do you mean?
Exactly.
And I believe there's something I always say. It is never burdensome. No. It is never burdensome. Sometimes it is necessary to explain first principles. Explain everything. Sometimes it is necessary because that's how people forget things.
Yeah.
My point
From
exactly.
time to time, we can make the point that she's an idiot. In fact, I bet every time she's gonna provide us more proof that she's an idiot.
Exactly. She's an endless stream.
An endless stream of
stupidity. Jewish people are in the comments. Anytime I am offended by this comment. I don't even know what it is saying. But the fact that it's in a language I can't read, I am offended. What is it saying? What is he saying?
She's like, Rebecca, my wife and I love you, even though you're a leftist, too leftist for us. Go on.
You see?
Like,
you see, I'm the right winger in this conversation. You see? Problems. And the left, they are the reason why society is the way it is. We hold this truth to be self-evident. It doesn't even need to be explained. Anyway,
I mean, there is a globalist element in me. Yeah, I'm not 100%. Like I do think that there is some room for global cooperation and things that like have to be global. In that sense, that yeah.
Zionists, that's what they do. Anyways, moving on.
Welcome to Are You a Zionist? The game show. What do you think the definition of Zionism is? Hey, isn't it?
Zionism is taking over the world, you know, killing children.
Zionism.
Let me give you my definition. Don't enter.
Mhm.
Zionism is a group of people that believe in taking people's land, stealing it, and what else did they do again? What else did they do? They kill children. Is killing of children. Is occupying them. Is Jewish supremacy. Is what else? Give me what? Sorry, I'm running out.
I don't
of those.
believe in Jewish supremacy.
Rebecca, you know that everything I just said is a joke, right? You know everything. You know everything that I just. Or do I need to explain? Do I need to explain this first principle? That everything that I just said is a joke. Do I need to explain that?
I think no.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
So what is Zionism, Rebecca?
Zionism.
Mm-hmm.
Zionism, like the first time I used this, I just said like it's believing in nationalism, to be honest. But I think Zionism is eating strawberries once a year at least.
Exactly. Nothing bad about it. That's what a Zionist to say. Now let's listen to the enlightened people of the West tell us something about Zionism.
Unless you're allergic, then
There can be one Jewish state. Yeah. Well, that makes you a Zionist. You got a T-shirt. They're throwing it in the garbage. Did you just throw that in the trash?
Look at the guy that Sorry, I don't like to make fun of people's appearance or anything. It's not like I'm in great.
See, this is not a Jewish thing to do.
Is it not to make fun of people?
What?
What is the not Jewish thing to do? I don't understand.
Why would you want someone like that in our club? Don't invite this.
Are you serious? So Jews are very discriminatory. Very discriminatory. See, this is the problem. This is why we need to
No, we're just an exclusive club of quality people, and they clearly don't fit the bill.
Yeah, you might want to start accepting non-quality people because the world is filled with non-quality people like this guy, especially this guy.
There's so much there. There aren't any Jews. There's a very small minority. We also
he said if he doesn't take that's the thing. If it doesn't take like 4 years or 15 years to become a Jew, maybe you have more Jewish people. So it's you people's fault.
But we don't want to.
Obviously, people should think of recruiting more people. It helps. Okay, it helps.
That makes you look good. Yeah. Do you think the Jews deserve one?
He said something.
No, I didn't say anything.
Okay.
Sovereign safety home.
Yeah, I think they deserve a home.
Well, that makes you a Zionist. You won a DVD copy of Borat. Sacha Baron Cohen lived on a kibbutz.
I dislike Zionists.
So you dislike 95% of Jews? 95% of Jews are Zionists.
I am.
But I read something about this number that it's not really. I'm not sure about it, but I read that it's not really accurate. Is it true?
Yeah.
I read something about this 95% Jews being Zionists. That is not really accurate.
I think it should be like 99%.
No, I think what the study, not the study, the article was trying to say is that it could be better than that.
To be honest, Zionism is part of Judaism, so being a non-Zionist Jew is pretty weird.
Okay.
I'm from a Jewish background.
Would you consider yourself a Zionist?
I would not.
If there was another Holocaust that were to happen in the U.S., where would you go?
That's a good question.
That's why Israel exists.
Remember, you guys.
Is that why Israel exists?
In his case, no, let him.
Zionists are occupying and infringing. That's not what Zionism is. Our definition.
That is exactly what it is. Zionism is occupying and infringing on people's rights. Their right to, what right do you put infringe on again? Right to life, right. What other rights are you guys infringing on?
No, they like our neighbors. They don't care about their rights to life. They kill each other all the time. No, their problem is that they really don't like when people take away their rights to genocide others.
Oh, see, you
which
is a very important right. The right to kill other people. Very crucial. Yeah. It's called the right to take life. People are infringing on that right, and that's bad.
Zionist is believing Jews have the right to have one state.
There's over 20 Christian countries.
Or 50 Muslim states.
The Mormons have Utah. The Scientologists have
Utah. All right. If you say so.
Tom Cruise's house. They just want one state of protection. Can you get on board with that concept?
Yeah, of course.
Well, that makes you a Zionist. You guys also won.
I actually love this.
Are you gay?
Yes, I am.
You know that the Middle East is the only state where it's legal to be gay is Israel?
I did not know that. You visit there anytime I want.
Quest for Palestine would bet to disagree. That's not true. We have a lot of gay parades in Gaza.
Yeah.
A lot. So there is that.
Absolutely. You have the heads.
You said?
You have paraded heads.
Alhamdulillah.
A signed photo of Gal Gadot, salt from the Dead Sea. These are Israeli. Take some.
Thought the price was like $20.
Well, clearly people don't seem to know what Zionism is. But luckily, once they learn, they don't seem to hate Jews nearly as much.
Yeah, this also speaks to the fact there's something that there was one time we had this conversation, although it was off camera, it was via text. That was one of those rare moments where you were like, okay, let me respond to text messages, those rare moments. And we talked about what you thought about so many people in the West and how you felt like they really, really like hate Jewish people, like most of the people in campuses and stuff. And I was like, nah, I don't think so. Is that still your opinion that most of these people really, really hate Jews, are really, really anti-Semitic? Is that still your opinion?
Yeah, they don't care about, like you saw that the Zionism shirt, like threw it away right away, even though they were like presented with facts that they can agree with.
But you also saw the people who were like, oh, there was one example of somebody who is also somebody you don't want on your club anyway. You rejected that guy before he rejected you. Okay, so
why do we need everybody to accept us?
Ignore him and let's talk about the other people. Okay, there are other people in that interview. Don't you see? Those people we are like,
I think we should like change our tactic. Because look at the people that hate us. Can't you say that they all have in common being completely hateful losers who are kind of idiots?
Okay, that should be your new tactic. Let's see how.
See, that means that we must be like the opposite of them. Like otherwise, they wouldn't hate us, right? So amazing. Thank you. Why do we need to convince you on everything? Like, take your mental health issues and do not associate with us. We're okay with that.
All right. Yes. Here's another one. I think you will love this one. This one is awesome. Trust me, you will love it.
I saw this one. I love it.
You've seen it. Oh, why have you seen it? I thought I was going to surprise you.
Okay, that's it. Let's go.
Every memory you have of it, put it in the nothing category. Put it in nothing. Okay? What came before existence? Have you done that? All right. Watch this for the first time.
For months now, millions of people around the world have been chanting Free Palestine. Well, I've decided to see Palestine. Welcome to the Wild West Bank.
I like that. Pom, 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 pom.
Are you supportive of Hamas?
Yes. Yes, of course. Yes.
Are most Palestinians?
Yeah.
Is this really the West Bank? Like, when I think, sorry, I know this may sound very, very ignorant. And yeah, I am. I've not been to the West Bank, so how will I know? But this part of the West Bank is looking really, really, nice. Like, people always talk about how, You people have taken everybody's rights, and they are all living in the jungle. But look at the West Bank. Christ, this looks
No,
like
they have the best living standards in the Arab world. What are you talking? Except you, obviously UAE.
okay.
Gaza's too, by the way. They had way better living standards than Egypt or Lebanon or Jordan until they bombed it up for themselves. But
until you guys decided to intervene. Until the Zionists decided to intervene, everything was going great.
It's also a mentality, like in Brazil. Brazilians think that they're the most miserable people on earth. Like if you come, like you say, like a tourist came from Colombia, like they feel fine trying to get as much money of him out of possible because Brazil is so poor, but they're doing way better than Colombia does. Like they, like they think that they're
that mindset of we have it worse.
and all the tourists are actually like cash grab machines, even though like this person has less money than anyone in Brazil and is like from Colombia.
I understand what you're saying. Even me said that stay in Nigeria, sometimes I have that mindset, oh, we are very poor in this country. But then I'm like, I hear stories of people in other parts of the world, and I'm like, relative to where I'm living, guy, I'm living well though. I'm boss. I used to call myself the king of hell.
Yeah, so it's the same. Like to the Gazans, like and stuff like that, to them, like they are the most miserable, most poor, most
unfortunate. If you're looking for English words.
Like even if they're living in mansions, they're
very
miserable.
poor. Even if they have swimming pools and stuff like that, they are still very poor.
Yeah.
Understand?
Exactly.
They're still like people of the
I'm
world.
not joking. When I say
that?
like they have pools in their houses.
Yeah, I've seen the footage. I have the pools part. I didn't just invent it out of nothing. I've seen the clips of Gaza before the war. I don't know if you've seen those clips where they were saying, look at what Israel had done and look at how Gaza used to be in the past. And I was like, whoa, that's some very, very luxurious concentration camp you guys had there. Like this is so super luxurious, Yeah.
Like on paper, they can say that they're really poor, but it's like because of tax evasion kind of mentality.
Right. So anyways, let's continue to the people who love Hamas.
People like Hamas.
I'm with the resistance.
Did you see the videos they posted of what they did on October 7th?
Everything.
And you're okay with all that?
With everything they did.
Don't you like that woman? That woman is just the best.
Like I want to,
the best. She's awesome. Let's watch her again. Very awesome woman. The best I've ever seen.
Wow. So it's from 2 hours ago. The Druze announced that they give the state of Israel 4 hours to respond to Hezbollah's massacre. Otherwise, they would respond by themselves. I love the Druze community. They're so crazy. I think they're sometimes even more crazy than the Bedouins.
All right. Moving on from breaking news.
The videos they posted of what they did on October 7th?
Everything.
And you're okay with all that?
With everything they did.
They killed innocent Israelis. Yes,
No.
they did.
No.
Yes, they did.
Give me a picture for
No, they didn't kill. No, is there the concept of an innocent Israeli? Does it exist? Of course it doesn't. Yeah. All of you are guilty of genocide. So.
Do you think Hamas should release the Israeli hostages?
No.
No. No.
Nothing's named Israel.
There's nothing named Israel? Yeah. The Quran mentions Israel over 100 times.
I love this. Is my favorite.
Is Palestine mentioned in the Quran?
No.
Say what? He said what? Say what? Say what?
Murders Hamas did on October 7th. Is that okay?
Yes. They have the right to do it.
The problem is not Hamas.
Yes. Hamas have the right to kill
This is
people.
what I told you. This is what they're fighting for. This is the human right they believe they should have. There is a little slight communication problem with the West when they don't understand what the Palestinians are actually fighting for. They think like the human rights they are fighting for is just human rights like what people understand in the West. But no, the human rights they believe in are the human right to genocide.
Yeah, which is very fundamental. Is a very fundamental human right. People without these human rights are miserable. You know. Don't you see how excited they are when they finally kill like Jews? That is genuine happiness. Not like somebody is calling the mother and is like, "Mom, you will not believe what just happened," and you think he's about to announce that he bought a car or he bought a house or something like that. No, it's like I just killed a Jew. You know, that's interesting stuff.
We should look at the bigger picture.
They are living under occupation.
But Israel left Gaza in 2005.
Sure.
What does Antifada mean? Violent. Neither one.
Wow. This is what I love about the West Bank. At least they are not like students in Colombia. Intifada is just resistance. You know, it's about struggle. You know, the word intifada. They start giving you etymological definition. The word intifada came from inti and then father, and then when you put it together, it's like this is what it means. But you know, people in the West Bank are like, intifada. It means violence. You know.
None of us were born anywhere near 1940. We have to deal with the reality today.
No.
No, don't deal with the reality today.
No, why? Who does that? Who deals with today's reality? You have to keep today's reality for tomorrow. If you deal with today's reality today, what will you deal with tomorrow? Nothing. You know. So
Yeah.
Rebecca is looking very zoned out.
Rebecca is getting tired. It's almost midnight.
This is why we should have started early. But if we are doing Shabbat Shalom,
Yeah, but
that you hold
like it couldn't be earlier because it was earlier than that would have been during Saturday.
And it will have been considered working. It wasn't just working. You just came and you were talking to me. There was the work there. There's no work there.
Then why am I tired?
Why are you tired from talking? So you don't talk on the Sabbath day? Look at what I'm dealing with. Anyways, let me look at the super chat before we go. I want to thank Jazz. Sorry, Jazz. Thank you for the 5 gifted. Another 5 and another 5. This is 15. And this is Sheikh Yamim said, they burn the flag of the country that protects their rights to do so. It's infuriating to the extreme. It is 100%. And just say thank you, Rebecca and Frank. It's great listening to intelligent people discuss interesting topic with humor thrown in. Even though I feel like Rebecca is not getting my humor. I say something funny. She ends up saying,
"No, you're awesome. Your humor is amazing."
I said, well, there's this joke that I cracked that just the response was like, just take knife and kill my spirit. Do it like the way the jihadis do, or the way the Zionists are doing to Gaza, people of Gaza, just bombing them. I mean, the reaction was like, are you serious? Is this your reaction? Or like, this is it, Jewish supremacy. And she was like, I don't think Jews are superior. Jesus Christ, that's bad. Anyway, she said the topics are just the rules to get into the weed about everything else. We love both of you. Jazz is my number 1 fan. Number 1 fan status given to Jazz.
No, you just didn't let me finish the sentence. I said there is no Jewish superiority because this is like a complex that you have when you're not superior, and we don't have that complex because we are superior without like the complex stuff.
So how does that contribute to the joke? You see, it doesn't. That's bad joke. We need to be funny. Anytime you come to this channel and you distract us from the topic or you make bad jokes, we'll fine you. How about that? We'll fine you. 2 days without 2 days without grapes. That's the fine.
Okay, Frank, that's it. Okay, we sleep now.
All right, guys. Thank you for hanging with us. We'll have gone longer, but my guest is tired. Obviously, despite spending the whole day doing absolutely nothing. This is what Jews do. They are very lazy.
I did a lot of things.
No, you don't work on the Sabbath day. What did you do today? Nothing. Jews don't work on the Sabbath day. They just lay around, do actually virtually nothing. Even text, they don't reply. They don't on the light, nothing. They just stay, do absolutely nothing. And then when the Sabbath is over, they still don't want to do anything, guys. This is what we are dealing with. This is what we are dealing with. Lazy Jews. Yes, they want to bomb. When it comes to bombing the innocent Gazans, they come alive. If you give her a bazooka now and say shoot a Palestinian, despite how tired she claims to be, she will rise to the occasion. She will just rise to the occasion. This is what we are doing. All right, guys. let us end the live stream before Rebecca starts snoring. Peace, guys. Peace. Sorry for this abrupt ending.
Was it abrupt though?